Welcome to my latest battle report. This is going to be a 4-player free-for-all mashup on the Desert of Despair. Right, before we begin, I have to introduce these four. What are you doing?
Hey!
So these are the Hobbypocalpyse boys.
Hiya.
You look even larger, because you are the only ones at the front there, you look even bigger than normal, by the way. The camera puts on a few pounds. You're right.
I've eaten a few cameras in my time, I say that.
You're right at the back there, Stylus.
I'm good.
Yeah, okay, good.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi. So what happened is the Hobbypocalpyse was a series that ran in the deployment zone. We've done the second one. The first video, it's got over 100,000 views and is up a year ago, where you brought your Hobbypocalpyse armies, and the Hobbypocalpyse was basically you each painted 250 points of a brand new army a month for 6 months, and at the end of the 6 months you've got 1,500 points of brand new painted army. And you took lots of members of the deployment zone community along with you. Nearly 250,000 points painted in 6 months. Over 100 people finished to the very end, but we have hundreds of people who missed a month here or there, but it was a glorious thing. But now you're here, the 4 horsemen, to smack down. Why don't you introduce yourselves and each army? Starting with you.
I'm Sultan and I bought the Sexy Space Elves.
Sexy Space Elves, Jakari.
I'm Brat Scallion and I have brought the 8th edition Imperial Guard Death Corps of Krieg.
Next.
I'm Stylus and I'm playing Sisters of Battle.
Okay.
And I'm Monkey and I bought the Evil Toasters.
So Bad Mech.
Yes.
So those are the 4 1,500 point lists that are going to smack down today. Loads of conversions, and then we'll have a look at the armies in a minute. But this one's going to be a little bit different. Okay, guys, this is the Desert of Despair, the battle map brought to you by urbanmaps.com, or the scenery brought to you by gamemap.eu. I've marked off the 4 deployment zones. You don't know who's deploying on what edge yet. So last time what we did to see who went first is we rolled a dice and then you figured it out, right? This time we're going to do it slightly differently. You roll a dice to see who's got the first turn.
Right.
And then for the, say you go first, right?
Yeah.
And then at the start of the next player turn, we'll roll for you 3.
Right.
And then whoever wins that roll off will go second. And then we'll roll for the remaining 2, and whoever wins that one will go third, for example. The reason why we're doing this is because I don't want you to know who's coming next after you.
Witness, I'm also going to say that
Yes.
we don't know anything. This is not like tricks. He's not told us what we're doing
No.
today. He's not told us the mission. So when we're hearing this for the first
Yes.
time like you are.
Although you say something different, isn't that exactly how we decided it last Hobbypocalpyse game?
Don't
No.
anger him. He's going to make weirder rules.
No, the last time we rolled a dice and then we figured out who got the highest, who got the lowest, and we did it in that order.
Right.
Right, but this time we're going to roll at the start of every player turn to see who has next. Because you can't know who's going next, because you're going to be hurting each other in this one on the Desert of Despair. So the first thing, the mission special rule for this, nice and easy, is if it can blow up, it will blow up.
Yes, I like it.
Good.
And if it's got a radius that is a D6, then it's always the maximum radius.
Oh, yes.
The second thing you need to be aware of is your 4 forces have been dragged once again through a warp portal where they must battle on the planet of despair. And the win condition is the last surviving person wins the battle on the planet of despair.
Oh, no.
So simple, right? You try to kill each other.
My
Simple.
6 save elves are going to be
My
fine.
my blown up vehicles and toughness 3 guard. Let's go.
So I wanna make sure people can play along with this at home. So this is a 4-player thing, but you could do it with 3 players or 5 players. And because there's 4 players, you all know despair because you've been dragged down to the planet of despair, the Desert of Despair. And these are the 4 despair tokens that you have, right? So you'll start off with 4 tokens of despair. Okay? Right.
Do we get sadder or happier when we get them?
No,
You'll find
I'm
out.
doing it now. Right, okay. So you're on the planet of despair, quite simply, and you're going to use despair tokens to nerf your enemy. At the start of every player turn, I'm going to scatter all of these objectives except for the totem of despair in the middle, and I'm not going to tell you what it does. It's a nice surprise, and promise you it might be bad, it might be good.
It's going to be bad. It's not going to be good in despair.
But the demon skulls will float around and the Tesla coils will float around. They'll scatter 2d6 inches at the start of every player turn. Then you get to move. Now, if you control, these will count like objective markers. If you control a demon, paying attention, boys?
Trying.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's getting complicated.
These are the objectives. All you have to do is control an objective marker at the end of your turn. If you control a demon objective marker, you can feed one of your despair tokens to one of the other factions. Okay?
Right.
So say this person feeds that to that faction there. Now, that means this one's got 3, 4, 5, right? Whenever any one of you shoots at a faction that has more despair tokens, or fights a faction that has more despair tokens, at the end of the shooting attack, they do an additional mortal wound, and at the end of the close combat, it does an additional mortal wound. So if this person shoots everything this way, after every single shoot and attack, an additional mortal wound, and after every single fight and attack, an additional mortal wound. You're shooting and attacking people with more despair than you. Got that?
I think so.
Right,
So pick on the weakest.
So we can. There's going to be machinations in this game.
You can pick on the weakest. You can bribe each other with command points. You can try and pick on one and take them out. But you're basically feeding despair tokens to these guys, and you'll feed it to another opponent. Okay.
So if we're on the skull objective at the end of our turn, not the battle.
At the end of your turn, if you control a skull objective marker, you can feed it some of your despair and pick on an opponent, literally pick on Sultan or someone else or Sultan and feed them some despair. Now, we've also got Tesla energy coils here. Okay. Tesla energy coils, the way this works is you can feed that a despair token as well from your force and it just goes away. But what it does is if there is an enemy unit that controls one of these somewhere on the battle grid, and remember it will scatter at the start of your turn, it might bump into a thing over here. After you feed, you'll feed your Tesla coil here to get rid of it. I don't want despair tokens anymore, I'm reducing my despair. If you feed that in at the end of your turn, then what happens, if you feed it at the end of your, so long as you control that, you do an action. That was it, I remember now.
Here we go.
You do an action, you feed that a token, the token goes away. It means you can't do anything else because you're doing an action. There are strats, I know that we have strats that means you can do an action and still shoot and things. You can use them. You feed the token, it goes away. But if another Tesla coil, one Tesla coil somewhere on the table happens to be next to an opponent's unit, like they control it, or if there's two factions and one controls it and another, you can pick one of those units and it will do D6 mortal wounds to that unit.
Spicy.
Okay, so the Tesla coils are ways of feeding your despair to get rid of them and do D6 mortal wounds and reducing the overall despair token pool. And these things are ways to feed despair tokens in to put it on your opponent's army, and whenever you shoot or attack or do anything that causes any wounds to the opponent, minus explosions, psychic powers, things like that, anything like that, it will do an additional mortal wound at the end of that attack. Yes, hello.
Question from the class.
Yes?
Are these actions when you're feeding these bad boys?
No, they're not actions. So if you control one of these, you can just feed one of them away.
Chop, chop.
Okay, but this takes a whole action to do. You're you're getting rid of your despair and trying to cancel it out utterly and squeezing it out and
Squeeze out the
forcing your despair from a Tesla core, like a flash of electricity will jump to another one and do D6 mortal wounds to whoever controls the other one. Herding cats. Stylus, you're on this end, so are you ready?
Begin.
Have you got your thing?
Yes.
You've got your spreadsheet out.
This is 1,500 points of weird-looking Sisters of Battle.
Yes, this is the Order of the Blessed Saint Daphne.
Okay.
This is Saint Daphne herself.
Okay.
She's been the closest rules we could find is Morvin Val. So she's got the special bolter Fidelis. This big old claw is her lance of illumination. These little beehives are her paragon missile launchers. But this is a very arboreal sisterhood. And Daphne herself was a humble battle sister who wandered into essentially a tree and got possessed by it.
So, 1 minute. And they didn't purge her.
They think she's a risen saint. She's glowing and everything. They think this is marvellous. The Saint Daphne has blessed us. We're on this wonderful forest planet where life is abundant.
Oh, right. Because, all the camo stuff and all the hoods and all your ladies and things like that. So, it's a lovely forest planet where they all worship trees and things.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, they cut the trees down, so they've got a lot of chainswords and flames and stuff. They're at war with the planet, but also, St. Daphne.
Why are they at war with the planet?
Because it's trees, it's fighting them back.
It's a death world.
It's the Death World, yes.
Okay, so Saint Daphne
Yeah.
has arisen and she's Mordian Val.
Yes, so custom chapter obviously, but they're using the Order of the Bloody Rose, which gives me special abilities in close combat. Extra -1 to my AP of the weapons.
Yes.
If I charge or was charged, and extra attacks if I charge or was charged.
So extra attacks and extra AP
Yes.
if you go charging in.
Yes.
What about,
Excluding Val because she's not the chapter, but everyone else who's fighting.
Okay, I noticed that you've spent 2 CP already, but let's talk people through what we have here. Sir.
Yes, so this is Faith. She's the Palatine, which is essentially the lieutenant. She's got a power sword and allows wound rolls of 1 to be rolled within her aura.
Yes.
This is Charity. She's the Dogmata. She's got the mace and she can do war hymns, which is like what are those spacemen?
Chaplain stuff.
Yeah, prayers, hymns and stuff.
Yes.
That allow me to do stuff.
Yes.
She also has the Relic, which is the Sigil Ecclesiasticus, which allows her to do extra war hymns. She can do 2 a turn, and she knows 3. And this is to make her a saint in the making, which is Indomitable Belief. It increases the aura of her abilities by 3 inches. So I think it's now a 9-inch bubble whenever she chants a hymn.
What does all that mean in small words?
She sings and they get better.
She sings, they get better. Right,
Yes.
okay.
Other 2 characters here, we have Temperance and Diligence. Temperance here has the second one. I can make 2 saints in a battle this size. And she has the warlord trait Indomitable. No, it's what's it called? It's called
Something.
It's called Indomitable Belief. I got it right. That increases an aura for a Shield of Faith ability, which is an invulnerable save.
Yes.
So if she's within range of, say, these guys, they can increase their invulnerable save. And since they're wearing just under things, they need all the invulnerable save they can get.
These ladies here. But they do have armour of contempt with their under things.
They're
and just
very contemptuous, yes.
Yes.
So to come into the Battle Sisters, we've got 1, 2, 3 squads of Battle Sisters.
3 squads of Battle Sisters.
As you see, Power Sword, Minister and Flamer, Melter Gun, Heavy Bolter, just stuff with Armour of Contempt.
Yeah.
The elites here are the Celestine Sacrosaints,
Okay.
Spear of the Faithful and Anointed Halberds. They've also got big old shields that give them extra armour and save and stuff.
Right, okay.
Dominions are over here. These are just like Battle Sisters but more scouty. They can race ahead. They've also all got special artificial crafted storm bolters.
Nice. Pre-game move and stuff.
And a wee cherub that can give them extra miracle dice.
Okay.
Then we come to the ladies with the chainswords. We've got 10 here and 5 here. These are the Repentia.
Yes.
Big old Viscerator type chainswords, really, and they have shrugs and they have invulnerable saves, but no armour whatsoever, except for armour contempt.
For some reason.
But given their save is like 7+ to start with, I don't think that's going to come in much.
Okay.
They'll be leaning on their invuln saves.
Yes.
Heavy stuff over here, 4 multi-melters from the Repentia squad.
Yes.
And they've got an Armorium Cherub, which gives them an extra shot. At the back, we have some Zephyrim. These are the Flying Sisters with the Power Swords. And they have a Pennant that gives them extra on their charge when they come in.
Okay.
Rhino with a Stormbolter. Immolator with, I've switched them around. They're multi-melters. They look like flamers.
Cheating.
I know.
Have you got the multi-melters?
At home I do, yes.
Oh, WYSIWYG, cheating.
In fairness, these 2 were painted by Monkey, so we shan't hold it against him.
Okay.
And that's the entire army. They're all done there. I think, I'm all done.
So sisters that are choppy, so if you get into close combat it's nastier, and you've got 1, 2, 3 specifically dedicated close combat choppy stuff for AP and extra attacks.
Yeah, they've also got extra stuff. I don't know why you get... There's additional rules in addition to their order. They've also got a Sacred Rite, which is called the Passion. So additional and modified hit rolls of 6 give me extra hits. So they explode as
6s
well.
explode.
Yes.
So there's rules on top of rules. Welcome to 9th edition.
Yes.
What is the feel? What is the idea behind this army? What is
well, their feel is if they see some trees, they're going to go for it. But in the absence of that, they see some heretics, they're going to go for it too. So there'll be lots of chop, some flames in there, but getting close and kill things.
They've got some mobility as well with the Rhino and with the Seraphim jumping in. We know Mordian Val is an absolute boss. So this is very interesting. You've got faith points to play with as well.
I do, and the miracle dice I have is what I have to play with.
Miracle dice.
And interestingly, the new rules say I get a miracle dice at the start of every turn and every round. And since we're playing 4 turns a round, I'm going to get 4 miracle dice per round.
1 minute.
Unbelievable. First it was the flamers instead of melters, and now we've got this loophole that he's found.
Okay,
Bloody
so
hell.
the rules are an
As
extra
written.
miracle dice every single turn. That's rules as written.
Rules is written.
So do we think we should... I mean, this is a 4-player. What do you guys think?
I think
I don't have an opinion.
I don't think Stylus is very good at rules or gameplay or knowledge, so I think he needs all the help he can get.
Okay, 1 faith point per turn. What?
don't want Stylus to win anything ever, so I think no.
If we look back at the record, in the last Hobbypocalpyse, I finished last.
You did, actually.
And in all our practice games, you finished top each time.
Yeah,
so
it's
I think
true.
in terms of seeding, I need a help I can get. So I think 20 miracle dice in a game is perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, well.
I bought the extra dice in case.
Okay, yeah, that's the thing. Let's go on to the next army. By the way, if you're looking for a fair and balanced match play battle report, then
Get out of it.
this isn't for you. If you're looking for some awesome conversion work and to have fun and to laugh along with the Hobbypocalpyse boys, then you're in the absolutely right place. But Speaking of fun, let's talk about the Death Corps of Krieg.
This is the 101st Krieg Regiment, plus a few extra little bad boys.
What
this
Kriegers
is
do these days?
not a lot. This is the only 8th edition codex still left. So I'm an 8th edition army, so nice and simple, but not mega strong. Krieg's special rule is if a character or a vehicle dies, on a roll of 4 up, they can fire one of their guns.
So you need to remember that.
Yes, I need to
And you
remember
say
that.
it's not too tough. I mean, you got these are toughness 8 Lemnos now,
Yeah?
and you have got 6s.
That auto-wounding thing. We'll see how they
6s
get
to
on.
hit auto wound.
I love this art. They're fun. I think they'll be fun. So,
Okay.
right at the front, we've
Yes.
got General Laurentian, the leader of the 101st Krieg.
Right.
He's got a little command squad with a Vox, a medic, a banner bearer, and a plasma gun.
Yep.
We've got Bulgrin bodyguard as well.
Okay.
3 Bulgrin, tasty as. We've got a veteran squad here. There's like 4 multi-melters or 3 multi-melters in there, a flamer. It's pretty tasty, that
They hit on
squad.
3s as well, right?
They
Veterans,
do.
Yeah.
And they're going to be in the Chimera,
Okay.
which is just stock Chimera.
I like the extra stowage and things that you've put on these vehicles. Where did you get that stowage from?
It was from eBay. Sultan actually gave me the idea for that because when he was doing his guard, he went to town on a lot of his tanks and went to the extra mile.
Yeah.
And I thought it looked cool. So loads of
does
different
look cool.
resin bits and stuff.
Go the
and-
extra mile to make it look like your tanks are going the extra mile.
Exactly, Sultan. Thank
Exactly.
you. So yeah, we've got 4 infantry squads right at the front.
Look.
It's completely WYSIWYG.
At all those Kriegers.
Lots of Krieg.
40. This must have been really joy to paint 40 different Kriegers.
Well, it's the new plastic kit, and it's so nice that I really wanted to try my best. So I've really gone and highlighted them and really gone for it. I think they look wicked, but yeah, they are a labour of love to the extreme. Everyone's got a Voxcaster. Everything's WYSIWYG. Most sergeants have got chainswords. And yeah, they've got melters, flamers, grenade launchers, a mix of everything in there.
And boy, are they looking forward to dying today.
They cannot wait. That's their favourite hobby is death, so
Yeah.
they're going to love it. We've got a Lehman Russ, just standard heavy bolters and a normal battle cannon. We've got a Demolisher on the other side. That's got multi-melters, a
Yes.
Demolisher cannon, and a flamer in the hull. That's
Because
pretty
I do like
nasty,
the
that.
side sponsoon things. Again, you can get this off eBay to do your own sort of conversion things.
Yeah,
with
this is a kit from Beyond the Tabletop, it's called. So if you go on Beyond the Tabletop, he does these kits where you can convert. It's a bit fiddly, but
it
most
makes-
people like the side sponsons. I never liked them, but when I was running guard, I needed side sponsons to make the vehicles work a bit better.
They
so
look
I found
different.
A solution. Yeah,
They're
they look a bit
beautiful.
Yeah, they look a bit more streamlined, a bit more trench warfare-y.
Yep.
We also have a commissar, a Death Rider commissar on a horse,
Nice.
a Legends choice. He's not very good, but I love the model so much.
Beautiful.
He's in there. We've got a squad at Mortar Heavy Weapons Team
Not
squad.
las cannons.
Pardon?
Not las cannons.
No, the mortars are so cool. It's so Kriegy as well.
It is,
that-
actually,
All
yeah.
mine's just based on what I think could be cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of what looks cool but is absolutely rubbish,
Yeah.
we have got the Death Strike, the missile launcher.
Well, it is one of the coolest. Look, I mean, it's a Scud missile. Look
Yeah.
at all the purity seals on it.
I tried to make it so that the Krieg would like revere it almost as a holy thing, right? This gigantic missile bringing death. They think that is holier than holy, so I tried to make it a bit.
Did you listen? Have you listened to Luton's lore on the Death Strike missile?
No, but I need
It's
to. Don't I?
fantastic.
I need to get on it.
Yeah.
I
It's
will
like
do.
one of the hardest things to use in 40k because all the documentation you need to fill out just to have one.
Yeah, the paperwork must be pretty extreme. So I
Yeah.
thought they'd revere it and tried to make it a bit special.
Okay.
We've got a Basilisk next to it, just a standard nice Basilisk.
Yes.
The 2 CP there is because I've actually got too many heavy support choices.
Okay.
So I'm a hobbyist first, so I just paid 2 CP to bring the Death Strike, which
Yeah.
is the biggest waste CP ever.
Yeah.
And then the Sindar Hell Dogs, we've got a small detachment of Scions, amazingly painted by Stylus for one of the months of the challenge where we painted each other's armies. So Stylus has got the General, the Tempesta Prime. We've got a small squad of Scions with plasma and a hotshot volley gun, and they're riding around in this incredible job. The Valkyrie with las cannon and missiles, and if you see on the side, it is the gravy boat. That's what it's called. It's called the gravy boat because of my northern heritage. So I appreciate that, Stylus, very much.
The Sindor Hell Dogs. That's beautiful. So you have a beautiful 1,500 point Hobbypocalpyse Death Corps of Krieg army with some Scions popping in to steal all the glory at the end.
That's right.
Thoughts on the army, on the function, on the...
Well, Guard just die lots, but they're so much fun. When you first start collecting them, you only have a few models. It's not that good. It's hard going. But now looking at this, I love it, and I'm excited for them all to die in the name of the Emperor.
This time last year, you didn't have Guard.
No, and now I've got a few more models as well that I paid up extra, and I mean it was a labour of love. But yeah, looking at it now and everything's on the table, it's a great feeling.
Now we're moving along to Sultan. Everyone's nailed it so far. Sultan Plays also on YouTube. You're doing more tutorials and stuff like that. We're really looking forward to playing Warzone 2.
Yeah, we'll be
with
streaming
him, never him. Looking forward to that.
Not, yeah.
I'm also thinking we should nail like Halo Infinity. There's a 2-player campaign. We should do that.
We should do that.
We should do that.
I think it'll nail me.
Anyway,
Cool.
Here we are with the Dark Eldar. Talk us through what you've got, what Cabal and things like that.
We'll find out.
What?
Yeah, well, some space elves. It's a real space raid, so one of each HQ, one of each troop type.
Well, I mean, you're saying blasé like that. Listen, you've got a whole lore behind these. The reason why they've got the disco floor is because your dude owns like the wildest, nastiest, drug-fueled den of debauchery in the whole of Cormorant.
Yeah.
It fits thousands of people in, and every now and then he has to go into real space to raid some more presents and
Yeah,
torches
get some
and
more
things.
fun stuff. It's the title of the nightclub is Swindon Town Centre.
Yeah.
And it's not at all.
That's where the inspiration
Has it got a name?
No.
But you've got lore and everything, so...
Yeah. We're just going to go nick some people and have a great time. It doesn't need a name. Everyone knows what it is. It's the bar with no name.
Okay.
Right? So, real space raid, one of each troop type, one of each HQ. It's really confusing, so we're going to go through it briefly. I spent an extra CP to give every character, the three main guys here, a warlord trait. And then I spent a CP to give an extra relic.
Okay.
So... we'll go through Cabals and stuff in a minute, but the Warlord here is not Drazar, just using Drazar's model because it's the coolest thing going.
It is.
He has the Hatred Eternal, so he can reroll all hit rolls and wound rolls when he's making an attack.
Okay.
He has the Djinn Blade,
Yes.
which isn't like, it's like a genie blade, not like a alcoholic blade.
Yeah.
And it replaces a Huck blade. It's strength +1, -3, 3 damage, and each time he fights, he makes 2 additional attacks.
Nice.
But if he, at the end of the fight phase, roll 1d6, if he rolls a 1, he takes a mortal wound.
Brilliant. So
he gets
he's your, what's he called? Archon.
Archon, yes.
But you're absolutely right. The Drazar model is fantastic.
It's so good. It's so good.
Nice.
The easy one is this homunculus.
Yes.
He is just a homunculus.
Brilliant.
And his warlord trait is the one that allows him to add 1 to the wound roll when he fights.
Brilliant.
So there we go. Then we have the succubus, who's the tank of this list. She's not very tough, but she's very powerful. She's taken the drug that gives her an extra attack, Adrenalite. She's got the warlord trait that gives her an extra 2 attacks.
Okay.
And she's using the trip type whip, which is an extra 3 attacks, and she uses that at 2 damage.
How many attacks is she up to?
Lots.
Lots of attacks.
Yeah, count them when we do it.
Okay.
Then they've got their little retinues, if you like. So we've got some witches who have been upgraded. She's like the special super duper succubus. So
Right.
these are the witches that hit on 2s.
Right.
Then we've got the special Cabalites who also hit on 2s.
Brilliant.
And they have an extra leadership or something.
Yep.
Normal racks.
I like the fact that you've upgraded like the Cabalites and all the witches, but the homunculus are just...
You know what it is?
just coming
They're the
along.
blood on the dance floor guys. They're the ones down in the basement doing their thing. And everyone's like, we just got to bring them, haven't we? Like, we don't really want them now. They smell a bit. And they were painted by Brap. I'm kidding. They're very good. They're very good. He absolutely nailed the scheme we were going for. Just, Freddy Krueger, Nightmare.
Yeah.
10 Incubi, because Incubi are, next to Drazar, the coolest thing in the list.
Yeah.
6 Bikes doing bike things.
Yeah.
A Venom, don't know who's going in that yet. A Raider, Don't know who's going in that yet. And then a Tantalus, which I kit bashed out of like many different kits because I didn't want to work with resin.
Okay.
So yeah.
Converted Tantalus, which
Yeah.
has got big guns and a transport capacity of high.
Yeah, of lots. And then there's a Court of the Archon as well, a couple of Urgles. These guys.
Couple of Urgles.
So
Who's this
4
one?
Urgles, there's a one thing, and then there's another thing, and then there's a Slith. Look, guys, we're going to
the
figure
Slith.
this out. Yeah, that's the Slith. One's a
More
Lamea, but
Urgles.
one's a thing.
What's
That's a
this?
Medusa.
That's a Medusa.
Yeah, because it's looks like the guy
Floaty
thing.
Medusa. Big
The base
eye
is
thing.
not the right size, but you think you've gathered at this point.
Dude, rule of cool.
It doesn't
You've got
matter.
a pool of Archon floating around, helping
Yeah.
out your Cabalites.
Right, I'll rattle through what the detachments do, or
Okay.
what the things do. So these guys are the Dark Creed, because I like it. Basically, if you're within 6 inches of a unit with this, you -1 to your leadership. And if
Okay.
they have more leadership than the person they're fighting against, they get +1 to hit,
Nice.
which cancels out the not upgrading him.
Yep.
And then we have the Witch Cult. We've got the Cult of Strife, because it's the easy one. I can always fight first,
Yep.
unless, other reasons come in. I hate that rule. And then if no one else has charged from my army, they get +1 to charge.
Nice.
Because they beat each other in, they're competing.
Yeah.
And finally, the best Cabal of the Black Heart.
Yeah.
Basically, Incubi get to re-roll with the Archon as well, which they don't normally do. Add 1 to the leaderships. These guys are like leadership 9 or 10 now with their upgrades.
Brilliant.
And then I get to re-roll 1 hit roll whenever I shoot or fight.
Okay.
And then I'm also treated, as being 1 higher in the Power from Pain table
Okay.
for them.
So power from pain is a thing.
Yeah.
So your army levels up as it goes along, as it absorbs all the
If
pain
they're
of the
alive,
Black
yeah.
Heart people. I'm not sure the Cabalites, because Incubi are mercenaries, so
They still get it, I believe.
they're not part of. Are they part of Black Heart?
They don't get the upgrade, but they do get Power from Pain.
Yeah,
Right,
they get power from pain. So lots of overlapping rules to remember. Because you've bought a real space raid, you do get to keep all the special bits from all the extra bits.
I'm so confused.
Yeah. But don't worry, they're squishy, they'll die
They'll
really
be dead
quickly.
soon. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
So a beautiful army from the dance floors of Kormra. Monkey, are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
So this is Adeptus Mechanicus, but the Batman.
The Dark Mechanicum, if you will. Yeah. So these are the Ferm Ascended,
Nice.
which is Enlightened Iron. And so they're led by Archles,
Okay.
which is my warlord. He's a tech priest Dominus,
Yes.
which I think is one of the worst tech priests.
Is it?
It's not about the Mellifluous.
Well,
Anyway,
It's fine.
so he has the the whole army, first of all, is Mars.
okay.
So that means that obviously they get the dogmas of
They get the Doctrina Imperatives and they get to use Canticles.
Yes.
I've come to help.
yes. So
Sultan, you'll be running the advent today.
Sultan is my AdMech consultant for this.
Yes,
one, which
okay.
is quite handy.
He's clippy.
Yeah, he's clippy. So Archles, he's the warlord. Paid a CP for an extra relic. He's got Andros Persogenators, I think it's called,
Right.
which is the extra squiggly tentacles gives him extra attacks.
Mechadendrites.
The Mechadendrites.
Yep.
And then he's also got the raiment of the Technomartyr, which means he gets a 5+ fuel pay.
Okay.
And some other bits which will come up when we get there.
Yep.
Another HQ is Skitarii Marshal. Mm-hmm. So this is basically a Space Marine captain, reroll ones to hit, reroll ones to wound.
Yep.
A few other bits and pieces.
Yep.
We've got 3 little scribbly drones,
Okay.
which don't serve any purpose as far as models, but they're nice reminder counters for me.
Okay.
So some of the
But
vehicles...
when he's giving out orders and things.
Yeah,
and-
so some of the vehicles give like +1 leadership to certain units if they're next to them.
Yeah.
So this is my way of remembering who's got +1 leadership.
Okay.
So that's that. Go back to the troops choices.
Troops choices.
So we've got Skitarii Vanguard, and they are kind of what you see what you get with your with the I don't even know
Guns
what the
and
called.
things.
The
Arc
guns and
rifle
things.
and a taser goes.
The arc rifle, taser go. Thank you, Sam, once again.
Yeah.
And then again we've got the radium carbines.
Yeah.
Other troops units, we've got the Catfron destroyers with the Grav, and then we've also got the other unit, which is the Catfron breachers, which you don't see very often, and they've got the arc rifles and the squashy claws.
So anti-tank and then anti-elite
Pretty much, yeah.
on 4 legs. Look.
On little spider legs with a little spider bum as well.
Little spider bum.
Oh, I painted them.
Okay. Where's Graham?
Sultan's actually painted about a third of this army at this point, which is quite nice. So we've got the unit of Electro Priests,
Yes.
and they've got the usual thing that Electro Priests do. We've
Okay.
got 5 of them. Behind them we've got the Skitarian Ruststalkers,
Yeah.
Yes.
so they can pop up out of place and do different stabby things.
Yes.
If we go to like the heavy choices, then we've got some Cataphrons, so some 1950 space robots.
Yes.
So they got wiggly arms, but they are the Castle and Power Fists.
Yeah.
I just thought they looked a bit cool.
They look cool.
The wiggly arms.
They
and
do
also
look
we've
cool.
got
Wiggly arms.
a data priest for them as well.
Yes.
We've got a Sidonian Dragoon
Okay.
at the back with the taser gold or the taser lance.
Yes.
And then we've also got the
Iron Strider.
Iron Strider.
Iron Strider Ballistari.
With the autocannons.
There's an Onagid crawler.
Yep.
And is this the tank or this is the tank version on the legs?
This is the tank version, but with extra
Legs.
spider legs.
Nice.
Which is quite cool. And then the last couple of things is the flyer.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Archaeopter.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one with all the guns.
Mm-hmm.
And then the final choice
Yes.
are our raiders. But this is actually the 4 horsemen of the Hobbypocalpyse.
So at the front here with apples and corn,
Yes,
it's got to be famine.
that's famine, correct.
Okay. This one?
So this one with all the guns and all the bombs and the different bits and pieces, that's war.
Yeah.
Our friend with the plague mask is pestilence,
Yeah.
because he's a little bit stinky and green.
And death.
Death.
Beautiful.
Solid.
So obviously this was a homage to us 4 as the 4 horsemen of the Hobbypocalpyse.
Guess who's who?
Answers in the comments.
So beautifully converted bad mech army here. They've delved too deep.
Yes,
They've
they've gone
looked
too deep.
too far. And thoughts and things?
So thoughts and things. So my main objective for the army,
Undefeated army.
undefeated army so far. Thanks, Tyler.
Because you did do a 500 point and then a 1,000 point, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
You've met before.
I think you'll find we
Yes,
did a 500 point. I help him beat me.
yeah. But the thoughts on the army right from the start was to paint as little models as possibly as I could.
Right.
Hence the having 2 units of Cataphron, because that's a 3 troop slot and another 3 troop slot
Yes.
instead of 30 troops. in
It's
total.
so annoying that you've, out of sheer laziness, you are undefeated and you are absolutely smashing it with this army. It is so annoying.
It is the lowest model count army here. It is the toughest army here, but it is also traitor.
Yes.
And it's fallen onto the desert of despair.
Da-da-dum.
And we're deployed for this 4-way battle report. 4 times 1,500 point armies are deployed on the desert of despair. The Dark Eldar are over there because you want to roll off, and the aircon unit is over there. Anything in reserve?
Nothing in reserve, everything in transport.
Okay. Over here we have the Sisters, the Order of the
Order of the Blessed Saint Daphne.
Order of the Blessed Saint Daphne.
Blessed
Everything's in vehicles, but you have got some deep striking.
Yeah, I've got the Dominions and the Retributors in the Rhino. I've got the extra Repentia and Repentia Superior in the Immolator. And
Okay.
I've got 5 Zephyrim in Deep Strike.
And facing off on this side, of course, are the Cabal, and then over here are the Bad Mech, where everything is on the table.
Everything's out.
The machine mind ready to roll forward and exterminate, and then in the corner,
We
No.
brought our own snow. Don't worry about it.
it's snowing in this corner of the Desert of Despair. It's very cold over here, and with everything blowing up all the time, it's going to be very fun.
Bulgrin's in here.
Yes.
Scions up on the parachutes.
Okay.
Veterans in there.
Right. So remember the rules. Basically, you can feed one of your tokens through one of these. If you have 4, you can't put 4 through. It's like 1 per. If you're against 2 of them, you can put 1 token through one and 1 token through another, and give them to an opponent. And then this destroys them, but does d6 mortal wounds to your opponent. So we need to roll off who goes first.
Good luck, everyone.
Okay.
A 1.
A 2.
Yes, I don't need your luck. I'm the best. That's a flush.
Starters go first. You don't know who's going second yet.
Nope.
Before you move, I'm going to scatter some stuff. You're probably going into Shroud's Arm to give you +1 to cover for anything.
Yes.
Is there any other pre-game things that we need to remember?
I've got a pre-game move with the Rhino.
Pre-game move with the Rhino will come back after that in turn 1, but it is Sisters. Turn 1. The Sisters went first, moving out of their corner here, and before the round began, I scattered these around the table. They will scatter at the beginning of every player turn. You're next to this one here.
Yeah.
So you can give up a despair token. You can unload some of your despair on one of your opponents. Which one will it be? Remember, When you shoot that opponent, when anyone shoots an opponent with less to spare, every attack does an additional mortal wound.
Interesting. Just picking a random completely monkey.
What? You weren't even paying attention. You just over there reading this
It sounded pretty random, that to me.
And then you did some command phase actions before you moved.
Yes. So we chanted some hymns. Only one of them went off. She can't do 2 hymns. The first one was to increase the Shield of Faith ability. So everyone here gets extra invuln save.
Yes.
The Repentant Superior also whipped these into a frenzy so they can advance and charge. So they got a big advance all over that way. They can't attack that because it's flying, but they can go through it if they get far enough.
Yes.
And they can do 3d6 because also the whipping ability.
The whipping ability.
Whip it good.
Whip it. Over here, inside the Rhino were the Redemptors. Redemptors?
The shooty ones.
The shooty ones. They got out. Retributors. Sorry, I'm thinking Age of Sigmar. They got out, and the Celestine Stacrosans got in.
Okay.
So it's still got 2 units in there, but that bounded up, so it's now controlling that.
Okay.
This still has the Repentia inside, just around that way.
And multi-motors on it.
Multi-melts on it. Morven Val,
Apparently.
heavily disguised.
Cheating.
Morven Val moved around. She is within just 6 inches of them, so she can give them their hit rolls or re-rolls of 1 over there. And then just the backups come here then and take an effect.
So it looks like you're just shoving out to take on Dark Eldar and Bad Mech at the same time.
Well, you look at these, they're nicely camped in all their deployments. They've got loads and loads of models. I haven't got anything, so I'm really the weakest of the 4 armies. I just make a big impression. I'll be out by turn 2, but I'll do my best. I'm just here to entertain.
Stylus, to be fair, they're camped in their deployment zones because they haven't done anything yet. Opening up the shooting phase with the Retributors firing into the big stompy robots of Doom. Should mention Shroud Psalm and Proctina Directive. The one that helps you shoot better is active. That's the one for the AdMech. So
these are -1 because they're heavy weapons, but they're getting rerolls of 1 because of the St. Daphne.
Can't they move and shoot without penalty?
I don't believe they can. They can deny you cover.
No, I think I'm making them up there. So let's fire at some robots.
Okay, hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s.
You didn't. That's a bit disgusting.
Yeah.
Incredible!
Everything hit.
Okay.
Winning on 3s.
Running on 3s.
That's less disgusting, but it's still
Is
fair.
it?
Are you ready?
Ready?
5 up invulnerable saves.
He's done well. He's done well.
So those 3 6s do mortal wounds back to you, right?
That's nice.
Is that 3 dead?
Yes. Yeah.
Get him off. Get him off.
I'm finished shooting.
Get off my
That's
table.
a save. And then that's a save, and then 3 get through.
That's a lot of
Stylus.
damage.
Well,
3d6 damage. The first one takes 5 wounds and then dies, and then the second one takes 3 wounds.
And mortal
6 wounds each.
Yeah, and a mortal wound. So one's dead, one's down to 2 wounds, and that one auto blows up.
I know.
Boom, 1 wound off of him. He has a shrug, which he doesn't shrug, and then there was a wound there and not a wound there. Sorry, I don't know why I put down too many. We're not applying the mortal wound yet because you've still got some guns.
a bolter.
And a bolter. It
So I
misses.
can reroll 1 because of Val. It hits.
Right.
Doesn't wound. And I'm going to feed this little baby into the multi-melters.
Yes.
Why did you make it sound like that? You didn't have
The
to.
baby's holding ammo. You're not feeding it to the weapon.
The baby's feeding the ammo.
Feed the baby.
Okay, 1 gets
Don't
through.
hit the baby.
Yes.
This is the Armorium Cherub. Allows me to fly out 1 more time. 1 off. It goes through again.
Okay.
Then roll a 6 again. It'll kill my unit.
And that's a
Ooh.
5, so
Save.
it just deflects. So
A
you
ping
actually
and a
lose
knock.
3 models in that shooting attack, but there is an explosion. And this one's on 4 wounds remaining now. Your Data Priest on 3 wounds. He's on 5 wounds. And that is only the first salvo. Then we went on to the Rhino. The Storm Bolter went to the robot, did no damage, but there is a HK,
Here we go.
which hits.
It hits.
And a wound on a 3.
It
And that
wounds.
wounds, and another invulnerable save, Refractor Field.
Just
And
doesn't
it
care.
bounces
Easy.
off into
Take away the
space.
missile.
So now we're moving around here because the Immolator is going to be shooting up at the Dark
At
Eldar.
the Dark Eldar.
The interesting thing is, you have less to spare than Sultan as well,
I do, yes.
because you shipped 1 off to Monkey.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So what are we firing at with the
We've got our twin multi-melters coming in there.
into the bikes?
Yep. So that's 3 hits.
Yep.
Imagine wounding on 2s. Or 3s. Not that.
2 6 up in buns.
Fail both. That's 2 dead. It's got to be right.
Well, unless you roll a 1.
That's
No.
2 dead. That's 2 dead.
Yeah,
dead.
that is 2 dead. Where are the other guns
Heavy
going?
bolters going that way too.
Okay. And it
all
hits all the times.
Hey, 3 drink there. 3s.
And it
2
wounds
more.
twice. They have a 4-up save, right?
They do.
So you're 5s now.
No,
dead.
2 more dead.
Oh dear.
And then the HK missile going back over there at the Stompy Robot.
I don't think you didn't declare that at the start of the
You
turn.
did. He told me off camera to me. I was
told
paying
me.
attention.
Cheating!
You
Cheating!
guys, me? I'm not even playing. You guys are
I was
chatting in the
engaged.
He
background.
takes
the
it so
game.
serious, he pretends not to, but look at this.
While you two were chatting, I was engaged in the game. And it hits.
That hits.
And it wounds.
And it wounds. You need to roll another 5
the
plus
robot.
invulnerable save on the
Easy.
Stompy Robot of Doom.
Easy.
Which you fail, but
I
the
think I'll-
Shroud
I think
Psalm, that will work because he's got 2-up save right now, and that's AP -2. So it will just bounce off the
Take
robot.
off my other magnetised HK missile.
Yeah, magnetised.
So we've done it
At the
before.
end of that shooting attack against you, however, so
That was
because you're in
time up the
despair,
Hobbypocalpyse.
you take an extra mortal wound,
Despair.
and at the end of the shooting attack against, you take an extra mortal wound. Your despair. You didn't wound you, but you're despairing. It's
I
it
thought you had
hurt.
to wound.
No.
Just more rules were made
Yes.
up on the spot.
At the end of every attack, was I not clear? At the end of
Perfectly
every
clear.
single
Yeah.
attack,
This is
Whether you shoot them or you don't shoot them, it's a mortal wound.
whether you shoot them, punch them, you're doing really well, Stylus. Keep going.
We pretend that this isn't a competitive thing, and within the first 5 minutes we're like,
You're arguing about rules.
But teacher's pet would say that, wouldn't he? He's always teacher's pet. He's terrible.
Coming back round here to the
So
repent.
they don't carry guns, but the superior does carry grenades.
Okay.
So I'm going to throw a crack grenade at the Archaeopter.
It's not
Okay.
going to wound though, is it?
No,
Well-
not because I want to hurt it, because it will do mortal wounds. Here we go.
It
And
misses,
because it flies. Of course I was going to miss
but
it.
at the end
what
of that
happens now?
shooting attack, because of the despair, because your arm is, you take a mortal wound.
Great. Thanks.
Yeah. It's, well, you can do it back again. I think that's the end of all the shooting, unless Morty and Val...
No, loads left.
Oh. Okay, on to Morty and Val. What you doing?
There we go.
Morty and Val.
Morty and Val, right, the Fidelis, the
What is-
special heavy bolter, is going all the way over there into that last Stompy Robot. Let's finish him off.
Okay.
And these little beehives here will shoot out many, many, many Sanctorum missiles to rain down on those guys.
What?
Sanctorum.
Oh, right.
Okay.
So we'll begin with Sanctorum. It is heavy 2d6. So that's 7.
Right.
Because she moved, it's going to be... she's a battlesuit, do I count? Is she a vehicle or a battlesuit?
She's not
Vehicles,
towel.
they're vehicles.
It's
on twos.
She's Morty.
It's on 2s. Wonderful.
Morty and Val.
That's handy. Okay.
That's a new name.
Wound on 4s.
4, toughness 4.
So only 2
Only
get
2
through.
wounds. AP.
Nothing.
Okay, 2
4
4
saves. Hey! That's our first saves I've made all game.
And another mortal wound.
Oh.
And
Fidelis will fire over that, hitting on 2s.
on the Robots of Doom.
No rerolls
Oh,
on
dear.
for her. And doesn't even wound. But it's another mortal wound.
There's another mortal wound.
Okay, looking around at line of sight and range, it's a bit technical. So we've got a couple of units here that are the only things that can actually see anything, and the only thing in range is this flyer over here.
4 bolters at long range shooting up at the raptor, needing
Yes.
force because it's a flyer, wounding on probably lots of misses, but that's another mortal wound.
Doesn't want wound.
And
Yes.
then same story that way, but of course they've got a heavy bolter, so
Okay.
the regular bolters first.
Yes.
Misses because it's a flyer. Doesn't even wound, and then the heavy bolter will fly. I haven't heavy bolter yet.
1 hit,
One hit.
wounds on a 5, doesn't wound,
but of course
it takes
comes
another
up
mortal
attack.
wound.
And that's all the shooting.
That's all the shooting. Are there any
There
charges?
certainly are.
There's a charge coming along here. You
Yes.
see, this mortal wound thing does seem powerful, but all you need to remember, guys, is don't be in despair.
It's simple as that.
It's as simple as that. And then this mortal wound shenanigan thing doesn't happen to you.
Exactly. Don't despair.
So you're charging through to them.
Yeah, I'm going to charge over that into them. But
Okay.
because they've been whipped into redemption, I can do 3d6 for both of them and discard 1.
Right.
So this is the first one. Have I destroyed any units yet? I haven't, haven't I? I would get miracle
No.
dice if I'd done that, and yet
No.
I somehow haven't killed anything.
No.
Okay,
So that's an 11 inch charge.
So
I
that's,
think.
that's the Repentia going over.
Okay, I think
And
they make it.
Superior.
That's
an
an 11.
so they both make it across.
Beautiful. At the end of the charge phase, the Repentia managed to charge through here. Here we are after piling in. They did manage to fit all the way through. They have tagged the flyer, but technically flyers can make normal moves without... They can move out of combat. It's in the air. And you've tagged the second unit of bots as well. There's the sister Repentia. Now, normally they have 2 attacks each, but +1 attack because of your thing.
Bloody Rose and extra AP because of Bloody Rose.
Okay,
I've
and-
also she is also giving the Overseer of Redemption. They'll get +1 to wound from being within 6 inches
Wow.
of her. I've also spent, because this isn't enough, Savage Fury. Was it Savage Passion? Savage something. I get extra 1 to damage. So they're 2 damage, chainswords become 3 damage.
Because they're 3 wounds each.
Indeed. I don't think I've got enough, because I've only got 30 attacks here. So
yeah.
let's be sure.
So yeah, spend that CP. Always, yeah.
I think the rule was Savage Garden.
Hitting on 4s.
Hitting on 4s. 6s explode.
And our 2 hits.
And our 2 hits.
Right.
Those are the hits. Those are the explodes.
Right.
And these are the ones I can reroll because I'm zealots.
Nice. Drop those don't count. So, strength 6, toughness 5, winning on 3s.
Except the Repentant Superior is using her Overseer Redemption ability to give them +1 to wound.
Winning on 2s.
Winning on 2s.
AP?
AP, again, it's because it's a chainsword, it's -3, but because they are the Bloody Rose, it's an extra 1 to the AP.
-4.
-4, so what have you got to stop that?
Well,
6 up invulnerables.
You can do it.
Easy, monkey, easy.
Okay, 6 up saves.
You ready for this? Have you ever seen 17 6s?
I'm about to see them. I didn't see them. That would have killed. Did you make 1?
I made 1.
That would have killed 16
And a bit, because they're mortal wounds.
breaches. It's a good job you spent that CP.
So you tell me these are dead?
Yes.
Only just though, monkey.
The sisters pile in, and now you get to fight back. You don't have to pile in or anything,
Nah,
but
we'll
you
do
are -1 to hit because of this thing.
Sadly.
So you're +1 to hit in shooting, but -1 to hit in close combat. So they hit on 5s.
Hit on 5s.
Yes. And that is 2 hits, and they're strength
Here
5.
comes the fight back.
Fear me, fear me.
And that is a wound.
That is a wound. I have a Shield of Faith of 6, and her command ability makes it 5.
Okay.
And I can shrug with 1 wound.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can shrug as well on a 5.
Yes!
There you go.
Get out!
Take away 1 of my repentia.
And interestingly, that is the end of the sisters' turn.
I think there's also a mortal wound to be done against his army as well. Please.
No.
Why? No, he's
No,
not
no.
got as much despair as you,
You've got
monkey.
more despair than him. You're in despair, so no mortal wounds to Stylus. However, we are going to roll off to see who gets the next turn. What? Hello?
Morale.
What? Morale? You have morale? Yes.
Yeah, I lost 5. I need to roll a 1, 2, or 3. It's gone.
Okay, and now we need to roll off to see who's got the
Right.
second turn.
Good luck,
grab a
everyone.
dice.
Brat.
Is
Yeah,
it Brat?
here we go, here we go.
across to the other side of the battle grid, to the noble, the proud, the glorious Deathcore Krieg. Here we are after the Deathcore Krieg's movement phase, the artillery in the backfield staying still, and the tank shuffling around a little bit, and the infantry moving forward. Right, I scattered all of these things, all of our despair counters, all of our objectives before this battle round began. It's quite interesting, really, because there's a Tesla coil sat here which this unit controls, and there's a Tesla coil over there, and you're declaring the Rhino controls its status. And at the end of Rapscallion's movement phase, he is on 1, 2 coils. So this Chimera can do an action, the people jump out, and then they can't do anything else because they're doing an action. But you can give up a despair token.
Yes, please.
And do D6 mortal wounds, and they can do it as well.
Yes. So
Right?
this is going to do it. I'll take off a despair token.
Okay.
And it's going to go onto the Rhino
Onto the Rhino. Stylus
So-
is Rhino.
for D6 mortal wounds.
Okay. And that's 2. Sisters have a shrug on mortal wounds though, right? But is the other one going onto the Rhino as well?
No, in the interest of fairness,
Right.
it's going to go into Monkey. So I'll take off another despair token.
You're only down to 2 despair.
Only 2 despair. I'm lacking in despair.
Yeah.
Which is always a good thing. And then D6 on Monkey's big-headed space boys.
And that's 3 mortal wounds on the big-headed space boys. Do you get a shrug to mortal wounds? I think so.
No, I get invent save, but not a shrug.
Okay, so 2 mortal wounds on the Rhino, 2 mortal wounds there.
I'm also going to use this pillar as well. Is
Yes,
that right? So
that's
I
right.
give someone a despair token.
Yes, yes.
Stylus, can you have that despair token, please?
Very much.
So basically, you're on 2 despair left,
Mhm.
and everyone's got more despair than you. So every opponent that you shoot at, you do a mortal wound in addition.
And also, I've been told that I can do the thing with the flyer with... What's that in the middle?
Well,
What is
you
it?
control the pillar
Ooh!
of despair. So you can now roll D6.
That's what
Right.
And I wrote it down and everything, and you'll notice there's a 7+. The result of a 7+, because if you do it again, Because at the moment you do it, yeah?
Yeah.
Next time you do it, you get a +1 to your cast.
It's exciting, this.
Does
isn't it?
anyone want to know what a 7+ is? If you manage to roll a 6. The 7 is every enemy unit takes D6 mortal wounds.
Oh my god! This is mad, right?
But 1 is every unit in your army takes D6 mortal wounds.
Oh, this is spicy, isn't it?
It's the pillar of despair.
Right, so
don't
I'm gonna
roll a 1.
Dice,
Don't roll a 1.
No pressure.
No pressure. That's a 3. 3 and 4 is nothing.
Oh, brilliant.
3 and 4 is nothing.
Hey,
But
I'll
the
take
next
that, I'll
time
take
you
that.
roll on that, you get a +1
Okay.
to the cast, +1 to the despair.
So I've got to stay with the pillar, look after the pillar.
Well, you control the pillar right now. Someone now might come on and try and contest
Boss
that
of the
pillar
pillar,
off
that's
of you.
me.
Right, we're going to the shooting phase. Obviously, this unit and this unit can't shoot because they are doing actions, but the rest of the guard gun line can open up. Starting off the shooting phase with the Lemon Rush Demolisher with the multi-motors, and you're firing everything into this
Tiny
Raider.
Raider there. Now, you're spending a couple of CP, so
I'm spending it on a Hail of Fire, which gives me the max amount of shots because Sultan has got some Eldar trickery up his sleeve, I believe.
It's just -1 to hit.
minus 1 to hit.
Minus one to hit.
With
It's not
the
that
CP.
tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm 5 because I'm guard, so
Fives.
yeah, I'm going to need it. Let's go.
Kaboom. And you get 3 hits in the end.
3 hits in the end.
Strength
Wounding on
10,
threes.
toughness 6, wounding
Yeah.
on 3s. And that is a
Just
wound.
1 wound.
5
Don't
up.
laugh.
Is it minus lots? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a 5 up for invuln. No, go straight through.
D6 damage.
Plus a mortal wound. So
That's
5.
4 mortal wounds and then the 4 multi-motor shots. These will hit on 5s. And you get 2 hits. 1 wound on 3s. 1 wound.
Don't save it.
And 3 plus the 5 is 8.
That's 10 wounds.
And 1 for the mortal wound. It's alive on 1 wound left.
I'm glad I had this dice hanging about.
Now, because you're on less despair than him, Sultan is in despair, and I love the fact that you pointed this out to Brap. You said, look,
Sportsmanship.
just fire these guys at it.
See,
It doesn't matter if, so long as you hit, you will do a mortal wound to that, and it's on 1 wound remaining.
true.
So we need to measure up to see how many can actually see and shoot. 6. And there's a 5. It does die on that extra mortal wound, and it does blow up. How many mortal wounds does it do?
D3 to everything within 6.
Nasty. And is there anyone inside as well?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
There's 11 people inside.
So, yeah.
So the D3 on them.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't be rolling this. You should be. Shouldn't you?
I'll take that.
So yeah, 3 then. Do you want to roll for?
I'll
this
roll
one?
for the Venom, is it?
1, and then for the Tantalus, 3.
And then there's 11 people inside, and we need to find out if any of them get out without getting immolated as the melters and the cannons fired in over the head on the desert of despair.
So I lose 1, 2,
Wow.
3, 4, 5. That was a 1.
That was a
5
1.
there. So that's half a witch squad gone.
Oh my god, Sultan!
He did it to himself, though.
Yeah, but poor lad.
Next up, Brap, what are you shooting at?
So there's 2 squads here. This squad did the action, so they can't shoot.
Yes.
But everyone that can shoot here with their beautiful las guns is shooting at the horsemen. Sorry, horsemen. I know one of them's me, the big lad, but they have to die because they're nasty. So
Okay.
I've ordered. General Laurentian has ordered both squads. First rank fire, second rank fire.
Right.
So they get 2 shots with the las guns.
You're doing it all together.
Doing it all together just for ease. So this is 22 shots with the las guns because 11 can see.
Okay.
6 is over wound.
There's a lot of 6s.
Yeah. He's going to wound on 5s.
Okay.
So that is
In
2
total.
more. So that is 7 in total.
So 3 up saves?
Grip saves, triumph them, yeah. Oh. And they take, well, they've 2 wounds each, so that'll kill 1.
And also, Monkey, because it's 2 separate squads and I've got less despair than you, that's another 2 mortal wounds, I'm afraid. my friend.
So 1's dead, another 1's dead, and 1's down to 1
Don't remove
wound
me.
left.
Don't remove the big lad model that's me.
Remove the big lad. There you go.
Straight away.
After a couple of the Cerberus Raiders die, the first Lehman Russ, the big guns that never tire, is firing down into the racks. Over here.
So we'll do the battle cannon first.
Yes. And that'll be 11 shots. And you hit on 4s. Kaboom. And there's a 6 for an auto wound. 3's to wound. And that is 5 wounds. You might as well sprinkle in the heavy bolt of love as well.
Yeah, I'll just they're the battle cannons.
Yep.
Here's heavy bolters.
Yep. Yeah.
So
And
that
that's
is
that many wounds in total.
How many?
That's
8.
heavy bolters.
They
And
have a
then
6-up save.
Nice. Do they have a shrug?
No.
Oh.
Do you have to do these separate?
Really?
Oh, how many wounds have they got each?
1.
Also, it doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah. With more wound in addition, the ranks get evaporated. Sorry, insensible pain, shrugs. And if you had any 5s, roll that again because it was damage 2 or damage 2. No, so they are gone. Death Strike obviously can't fire in turn 1 because it needs to roll below the turn number. We have a Basilisk, we have some mortar teams left, and of course, the Flyboys, the gravy train. So the mortar squad is firing up and over into the Electro Priest. This is 3d6 shots. 4. Only 8 shots. 4s to hit. Those 6s auto wound.
Nice.
And the rest wound on 3s. And that is 5 wounds. 5 up and runs. And then a 5 up shrug. But add that one back in because you took a mortal wound.
Because of the despair one.
Because of the despair, man.
I do despair.
And in the end, you lose 4 of them.
I do despair.
A nasty explosion. Terrible saving in amongst the Electro-Priest lines. Basilisk. The big Earthshaker cannon coming up and over into the sisters' lines. Rapscallion firing all over the place here, picking on every single army. The heavy bolter is coming up into the Cabalites in the backfield.
For God's sake!
You're doing what now?
So I'm going to do the Death Strike Heavy Bolter and the Basilisk Heavy Bolter. They're both going into the Cabalites. They both see. So I'm just going to do them at the same time because just to save time.
Forward.
Efficiency savings.
Yes. 2 hits, 1 automatically. And no, well, it's
3.
yeah, it does a wound, so -1.
Just cover?
Yeah, sure.
4 ups? No.
That doesn't help you.
And then a mortal wound, right?
Yeah.
Was it 2?
Well, give me a dice.
Oh, it's 2
yeah.
different
On
units,
a
isn't
1,
it?
2, 3, it's the same unit.
Yeah, that seems fair.
It's not. It was from 2 different units. We
So
should have done it
kill
separately.
one dies, and then another one goes to mortal wound.
Another one, boom.
Morale's going to be an issue with these.
Morale is going to be an issue all across this battle grid. Now we're going to do the Earthshaker
Basilisk.
cannon.
Yeah, I rolled 2d6 and picked the highest.
Okay, for 2 shots.
So I'm going to re-roll that, I think.
Command point?
Command point. I've also...
Can you re-roll?
Oh, actually, scrap it.
Why? What?
Because I've got a strat that I can play
Aerial
with the Basilisk
Spotter.
that's really good. Aerial Spot Assault, and you can re-roll
I wasn't
hits.
going to help you again. Like.
So I'm going to do Aerial Spotter, and I'm going to re-roll. So put another 2 in there, so 3 total, Stylus.
Okay.
I'm going wild.
All right then. 5
5,
shots. Re-rolling hits. You're firing. The trees are obscuring the view, so this is 5s.
Would it not be in direct fire, so it's 4s?
Oh yeah, your guard. No, but you can see, so it's not indirect.
Right. Okay.
So for some reason, if you fire indirectly, according to rules as written,
Rules is
if you
written.
fire indirectly, it's -1 to hit unless you're guard.
Yep.
But if you fire directly and you're firing through stuff, then it is -1 to hit. It's weird, isn't it?
So it's -1 to hit.
So it's -1 to hit.
Okay.
Fair enough. But I can re-roll the hits because it's Aerial Spotters.
Yes.
So 2 hits already.
Yes. So in the end, 3
So auto
hits,
wounds.
and then you've got a wound on the 5+. And it wounds. Okay.
3 wounds, Stylus.
3 wounds.
-2.
-2. So with Armored Contempt, that's -1. So I'll be saving these on 4 ups.
Yes.
Cool.
And the fact that you played a strat to shoot in the middle of your shooting phase when you'd fired the bolter already is fine. I'll let you have that. Because you'd fired the heavy bolter and then remembered some strats. But
Stylus, I nearly got away with it
So
then.
4 ups there. I'm just saving you from the comments. None at all. So that's
Thank you. 3d3 damage.
3d3 damage.
Actually, I think you're just in addition.
Command point, do I roll?
Do I want to do a reroll? I think I will. Let's do a CP reroll.
Treat
right?
yourself.
Yes.
There we
So
go.
only 2.
So 2d3.
And a mortal wound.
No, that was on these boys.
No. That is 3 wounds, and Stylus is in despair.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that is 4 wounds in total. The last thing left to fire will be the gravy boat, and you said because Stylus said that, you're going to fire everything into it.
Because he
Well, it
talked about
helped
my rules lack of knowledge.
Because I was coaching you.
Yeah,
You're
because you're trying to
better
help.
player.
Because you're trying to help.
I'm
Right?
going to pop smoke though, which I can declare now. Pop smoke! Well done.
The special effects budget on this knows no
Just
bounds.
fell off there. Right, yeah, so 5s to hit.
Where am I? Where am I? Where can I be?
Right, I'm going to try. We're all going to roll
Yes.
it. We'll do the Hellstrike missiles
Right.
first. Needing 5s.
No.
Nothing. Las Cannon.
Las
Needing
Cannon.
5s.
Yes.
Yay!
Can it
3s
wound?
to wound, yeah?
Yay!
With armor contempt, it's -2.
Disrespect me. Disrespect my emulator.
Smoke on the tank, not on the 5
That
up
can't
save.
taste good, Stylus. That can't taste good.
Do you remember all those cotton wool balls that we spread all over the place? For,
I don't know.
Anything else?
I have finished firing everything.
Aren't there heavy bolters in that?
Did you pay for heavy bolters?
No, I didn't pay for heavy bolters, but there's a mortal wound because I did hit with a gun.
Oh yes,
That is true.
you're right. And I believe that's the end of your shooting phase.
Actually.
Have you got more?
Actually, I think you'll find there's 2 lasguns here. Normally I wouldn't fire this lasgun, but if I can hit those big-headed boys, then I'll get a mortal wound off, won't I?
You will, yeah.
So it's worth trying.
Let's see if you can hit.
18-inch range in it. So
24,
No, it's 24.
for a lasgun.
The humble
Can we
lasgun.
check, please, before we start shooting?
Official adjudication.
I'm going to check the range.
Honestly.
Hang on!
It's just out.
It's getting smaller here. That's what she said. Right, so I need a 4.
You do need a 4.
Look
That's a
at
hit.
that. How about that? And then a 4 to wound. No,
Doesn't
but
wound.
takes a mortal
But it
wound.
does do a mortal wound, and that is the end of the guard shooting phase. And what an impressive display of Imperial firepower. Have you got any morale over there to take, Sultan? I think you lost 3 Cavalites. Don't roll a 6 or something. So.
6 Cavalites.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's really
the
high.
leash at 9. 5 plus that. 6
I think a
is
couple more might be running
So
away.
one runs. Oh, I have to take the special weapons now. So one runs, and then all 2s.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
3 stay.
But
But
you've
then there are
lost
coherencies.
A raider with a load of witches.
And then coherency's a thing, because they're
Yeah.
hard to pull away. So.
Okay. Your footprint is looking rather small. We have the big-headed boys down here.
I'm the Electro Priest.
They're okay. The Electro Priest. He's not okay. That's gone. That's a squad of Electro Priests
Oh, yeah, the witches.
wiped
yeah.
out. The witches lost
They lost 5.
with a massive explosion. Sultan, don't,
They're
please,
fine. Oh, he
please,
loves it. Go on,
thank
Sultan.
you, because I'm beginning to feel sorry for you. Have you got any morale over there to do, Stylus?
No, you just kill big things. So
Just okay.
Did these not need to take morale?
We
I used
did
the
it
miracle
off
dice
cam.
to pass it on a 2.
That was the thing, yes. So at the end of turn 1 still, well, you two need to roll off to see who gets.
Mim.
Oh,
You and Stylus.
Yeah.
Oh, you and Monkey, yeah, you're right.
Give it on
Yeah, I'll go, I'll go.
4, 1.
Here comes Sam.
It is Sultan's turn.
1 point.
One.
Have
Yes,
we
hello.
missed the combat phase of Rapston?
Why do you need a
Because he
combat?
wants to
Melon,
attack
melon,
again.
Oh, yeah. There is an attack. There is a thing going on here. There's a combat between the priests and them, and defenders get to fight first. Who's the defender?
Who's the defender?
We better run off.
Well, you haven't had a turn,
Not a single
so
turn.
clearly
Oh.
you're the defender. Smash, hitting on 5s, and winning on 3s.
Get him, monkey, get him.
You wound once.
It's an invent save of 5
Yes.
up, followed by a shrug of 5 up.
One of the ladies buys it. Now you get to fight back. Because of piling in, you can only pile into the closest model. You've got 7 that can attack,
Yes.
and you didn't charge.
I didn't charge, so I don't get the Bloody Rose abilities, and I don't get to reroll because the Zealot's not an effect. But
Ooh.
I've paid another CP for Savage Twist, which makes me damage 3. So we're going to
Okay.
get 3 of them through, but it's going to be hard this time.
Forced to hit without rerolls.
Forced to hit that rerolls.
And less attack. Swap dice do not count. That looks okay-ish. 6s explode.
It explodes, and I still get the Overseer Redemption, so I'm wounding on 2s.
Okay.
So I may as well spend a Miracle Dice to auto wound,
Right.
and then I got these guys. So,
5 up saves. They're each doing 3 damage. Because of the CP.
ooh, well played.
You make 4
You
of
bossed
them,
it, monkey.
but you fail 3.
Do a CP, please.
And they're... Oh, okay.
Put
Right.
it in the pot, baby.
Just a spiked CP.
Yeah.
Ooh, so close.
Okay.
And they get wiped out. Right, we're coming around this side of the battlefield to show the Cabal's raiding party. They wanted to go to some nice place in the Imperium, but instead they've been dropped into the desert of despair, and they must fight their way out. But I've scattered the things. One of them came over here. So you can feed a despair token to someone you don't like,
Well, it's not that I don't like it. Don't say it like that. Like, it's just because he has
to
less.
someone you hate, to someone you really... And there's another one here, and you put it on...
He doesn't get rid of his despair tokens, though, does he?
That's feeding a despair token into the skull and feeding a despair token into
Oh,
the
you pass it over.
Yeah,
Oh,
you pass it
wow.
over. And then this one, he just destroys and he's down to 1 despair token. He's in...
It's like the little horse in.
And then where are the Teslas? This one didn't move anywhere. That one bounced over there. There's one next to perhaps scarred as well that you can do D6 mortal wounds.
Or
decisions?
over here.
Decisions.
Perhaps.
Yeah, decisions.
1 minute umpire call on the thing. So you just worked out.
My mistake. So I didn't know you were feeding the stones of despair, like chomping them.
Right.
So I just took. I didn't
You should
take
have been
one
on
off.
2.
He's interpreting the rules.
So where are you feeding that to then?
I will feed that to Stylus.
Okay. What's going on, Stylus? There's a lot of despair. Stylus is really despairing. We should have caught that, but we've caught it now. So you're on 1, perhaps on 2, and you can get to do mortal wounds. And you said guardsmen because they will die.
Yeah, the rhino won't.
Yeah.
So
D6 guardsmen are going to go screaming, and that is 1. Interestingly enough,
Hang on, that's a mortal wound.
yeah, it's a mortal wound.
And if I'd have fed it him,
yeah,
then it wouldn't have been a mortal wound. So that's my.
I know,
error,
and
isn't
also
it?
you're in despair because you've got more despair tokens than him, so that's 2 because he's done damage to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've gone. They've gone. If I'd have just given him that token just then, I wouldn't be in this mess, would I? But
No,
them's the breaks, baby.
yeah.
baby.
So shooting things. So they're not doing anything because they did that.
Yeah.
The Tantalus moved round here. It moves a long way. And it can advance and stuff and things. And
Yeah,
an extra 12 inches when it advances.
Yeah.
So shoot some guns.
I'm going to do this blaster at that.
Blaster.
It's like a melter, but
At the
without
tonk?
D6. Yeah.
Okay.
So it hits on normally 2, but they advance, so it's be a 3.
Okay.
So it hits, and it will wound on a 4. And it wounds, and it's minus something.
-4, so 6 up save, which
No,
you fail.
close though.
And it does D6 damage.
Yes.
So 1.
One.
You
I'm going to command point, because I
Okay.
have loads.
All right then. For 2. And he's in despair. That'll be 3 wounds. The 2 pulse disintegrators from the Tantalus firing at the tank. 6 shots each, so 12 shots in total.
3s.
With a reroll because of the black heart thing. And
Yeah.
these are strength 8 versus toughness 8, so 4's still wound. 3
3.
wounds at -3.
3 minus 3.
Yeah, okay.
Save 1.
And that's 2 damage a time. So that is 4 damage plus an extra mortal wound.
So it's on 4 wounds left.
In the Tantalus, the Archon pulls out a splinter pistol. He hits on a 2. And he misses. But he's black heart, he rerolls. Right,
yeah,
you got the
you can do
reroll. So that hits, it'll wound on a 6 because it's splinter versus armour, but it doesn't wound, but that's a more wound.
Yeah.
Because you're in despair. And then there's some Court of the Archon because it's open top.
The
Just like
succubus is in there too. She has a splinter pistol.
Okay. And that hits. Doesn't wound, but another mortal wound. It's
Separate unit shenanigans.
High burst is D6.
from the
2.
Medusa, yeah.
Hits on. It's automatically hits.
Oh.
Wounds on 6s though. No, it's just a mortal wound.
Splinter cannon going that way, twin splinter rifle into the sisters. Here's the splinter cannon hitting on 4s because of the trees in the way. We don't even have to roll to wound, and that tank disappears under the weight of its own despair, which automatically blows
It
up.
blows up, and within 6 inches. The Tantalus is within 6 inches, so that helps, doesn't it?
D3 wounds on the troops for 2, and D3 wounds on the big explodey gun, the Death Strike, as well. For 3 on the Death Strike.
That's
but
scary, that.
It will hit the Tantalus and do D3 to the Tantalus for 2, but it starts off on 18 or something absurd.
Yeah.
But you killed a tank. Interesting. Now we've got some splinter pistoly goodness coming into these sisters here. They're going to hit on 3s. And they're going to wound on 4s because it's poisoned.
Yes.
And that is a wound.
AP?
No AP.
No AP. No problem.
But a mortal wound.
But a mortal wound.
Because you've got 6 despair tokens. You're really despairing right now.
Despair. And the little horse in the pond in
Any-
the Neverending Story.
What?
With a tugging, Atreus, don't lose despair, Atreus! And he goes in.
Hey, do you remember when the unicorn dies in Legend? I cried my eyes out. I was like 8 when I watched that. It was like,
Unicorns, give or take.
It's Tom Cruise. What?
I
He
remember
got trapped in the swamp and got pulled down, and no matter what he could do, he can.
No, you're thinking of the white horse in Neverending Story.
No, the white
unicorn
horse.
got shot with a poison dart from a goblin, and Atreus, the white steed, fell into despair because he despaired too much.
Winters, don't question Stylus on his knowledge of fantasy and books and things.
I just love him a little bit right now. What's going on?
I'm shooting him with an I-core injector, and it's not going to wound because it's poison weapon 2+.
So it's
the
a
strength
6.
2. So no, but it just has a mortal wound on the Valkyrie. So that's
Okay.
the only thing you can shoot.
What about the girls here? Can't
There's some
they
incubi in
shoot
there.
at something? Oh, there's some incubi in there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
they're just driving it.
There for the party.
Yeah.
So a mortal wound on the Valkyrie, and I think that's the end of your shooting phase.
Yes.
So we're now charging, and the Tantalus, I believe it's a 5 or 6 inch charge into the Guardsman.
Yeah, just a charge.
And that's an 11. They're going a long way, so you'll probably be able
Tagging
to tag.
everything, yeah. Because it's D3 mortal wounds to every one you tag.
Is it?
So they're the same distance apart, so...
Let's go over the top with an 11 then.
Scything charge. So the unit that you declared the charge against will be in engagement range before you pile in. So D3 mortal wounds on the...
Oh, it's on a 4 up you do D3 mortal wounds. So that's the 4 up.
Yes.
1 mortal wound.
1 mortal wound against them. And now the Tantalus fights.
It's hard to keep
And
up
you
with.
did declare off camera, you declared the dude, so does he take any? Yes.
Yeah, so it'd be...
The rider,
for
the
him as
death
well.
call rider. Now, because no more attacks, yeah, they might be. So mortal wounds spread out, now we fight. So, who are you fighting, Guardsman or the core rider? Or
The Guardsman.
the Guardsman.
Yeah.
So that'll be an extra mortal wound at the end of this onto the death core commissar dude.
Oh,
and
no.
then there's, it hits on 4s in close combat. But it is strength 7.
And it's
you can
combined
reroll
Black
it.
Heart.
So
Yeah.
everything
Wow,
hits.
nice.
So a wound on 2s.
That's an automatic wall wound.
And it's AP -2, 2 damage each.
So how many is that? 4
4,
dead.
because I rolled 2 ones.
Come around this side because you can fight back now.
Here we go. The combat guard are on it.
Okay, Sergeant with the chainsaw's got 3 attacks.
2 attacks plus the guardsman with the box.
Mhm.
Hit on 4s. Here we go. They're not messing about anymore.
Okay.
Wounding probably on
It's up to
2s.
7.
Oh, here we go. The wound is through. That's all we needed.
It's a 3 up save,
Okay.
which I fail.
Did I take a wound off with a
Yeah,
chainsaw?
yeah.
Yes,
You did,
here
yeah.
we go.
Cut a
And
bit off.
the commissar, 3 attacks. Here
Yeah.
we go.
3s. Hits all the times.
Of course he does. Death core. We love it.
And he doesn't wound.
No wounds.
Isn't
Then-
that 5?
Strength 3.
Oh. Even
Then
a power sword?
He's
Or has he
not got a power sword. He's just got a las pistol.
you've got a morale test on these fellas here.
I do, yeah.
I think they failed.
They did
even with
fail.
a common outsar stood next to them because they can
It's only,
use...
they can only fail
his
on 1
leadership.
now. Yeah,
Right, okay. And then the other guy,
he's fine.
he loves
It's
it.
fine. Is there any more morale because of all the things and things? No. But there is a fight over here because Stylus piled in. Monkey hasn't gone yet, so defenders get to fight first. Now, he can only pile a couple of things into the tank because you've got to pile to the closest unit. So we're going to do the tank hitting the dudes, and then we'll fight. And then some of them can't hit the flyer because it's flying, and some of them can hit the tank. It's very interesting. On a good dream crawler, normally punches away on 5s, but 6s because of your tactical. So 6s, you get a hit. You'll stamp on 1 on the 2. Oh!
Advance save on a 5.
No.
And you do a mortal wound.
And I'll shrug it on a 5. No.
No. Oh, yes. And now Stylus has more despair than you. So that'll be 2.
You take it
You
towards
get,
another one.
you get a feel no pain to the mortal
No,
wound.
it's 2. So I'll take away the ones
You're
who are
whistling
not
down.
doing anything there.
Right. And you've got 4 without breaking coherency that
Right.
can hit
Can't
the...
she pile in that way, given that there's no unit left there to hero with?
Well, you've got to pile into the closest model.
Okay, that was still the closest then. Fair enough. Can this one pile in that way then?
Yes. You got 5.
Thank you. That's
5
10
attacks, 10 attacks.
10 attacks.
Hitting on 4s, re-rolling everything, because Zealot is still...
No,
that's
because I
only
was not
charged.
charged or
Yeah.
charged. So I'm getting +1 to wound, because I'm still... The overseer is still there.
Okay.
That's all. Except 6s still explode.
6s still explode, really. That's nice, that. That's nice. Yeah.
So they
Okay.
didn't get through.
Someone's having a great time in this
And then
game.
the
No one else.
So I would normally... toughness is 6.
Don't you get the re-roll?
No, because I didn't charge.
Oh, yes,
Zealot's
okay.
toughness
7.
Toughness
7.
7.
So I'm going to wound on 5s, but I'm +1 to wound, so wound on 4s.
Yes.
Nope, top dice don't count.
Yes. AP?
AP, don't get the benefit of the charge, so it's only AP -3.
Is that it?
That's it.
5 up saves, Monkey.
Jeez.
Please make some saves at some
Come on,
point.
Pike,
You
come on.
take 8
Come on,
wounds.
I could do a command point, can I?
Because you
Good.
have half your wounds
It's
left.
a different thing.
Yeah.
Different bracket.
Oh.
8 wounds. You can heal them, remember, because you are
By
Admech,
dominance.
and there's a power of the machine spirit thing going on there. But this lone charge that you did in turn 1
It is still turn 1.
is still piling through the Admech lines. But we're about to have Monkey's Revenge in Bad Mech, turn 1 still. Here we are after the Bad Mech's movement phase. The tank fell out of combat. There was some healing that went on here. Healing that went on here. So he's on 3 left. The robot's back up to 4, and your Dom has healed himself as well. Skitari Marshal, because you've got +1 to hit right now, can tell a unit to ignore the depreciation, which is -1 to hit in close combat. And you did it on these guys, because they're going to seek revenge. The the Rustalkers are going to go into the ladies. That's the plan anyway. Other things? What am I missing out on? Oh yeah, they zip round over here towards that Tesla coil. There is a Tesla coil here, which the tank can't do because it fell out of combat. But the Marshal is there. And there is the demonic skull. And then the flyer disappeared because it can move 50. And then pivot again. And it flew all the way across here because there is a Tesla and a skull on that side of the battle grid. So your Marshal's going to do an action here.
Yes.
So D6 mortal wounds on someone, whoever's got a... Yeah, that disappears.
Feed her into the machine.
Yes.
I think we'll randomly pick Stylus.
Okay. And it's... Oh, this one bounced. It's now over there. Look.
Yeah.
Oh, is that on the big tank with
It's
the
on the
bolter?
big tank.
tank.
Yeah.
6 left.
Never, guys.
Yeah.
Never.
And that is 5
And
mortal
a
wounds.
wound.
5 mortal wounds. He's on more despair than you. That's 6 mortal
So it
wounds.
blows up.
Oh dear.
You just saved my bacon, I think.
And it automatically blows up, doesn't
It
it?
auto blows up. Are there any people inside?
Oh yes.
How was that
Yeah,
chocolate bar there? Was that nice?
You caught him off guard.
I'm doing it on camera just for
Fuel
fun.
it.
In the background, 6 people inside.
Yeah,
Don't
I can
roll any ones. You roll a 1.
One repent check.
And then there's going to be some mortal wounds happening here.
Yes.
Right, you two can work out all that mortal wound shenanigans behind you. Then you've got this one. You can give a despair token to someone.
Yes.
Yes.
I think I'll give a display token to Stylus.
So you're feeding that token to Brap.
Yeah.
You've got another... See, they'll have to do an action.
No, they're not. They're not going to do an action because I've
Right.
not used these all games, so they can actually do
You
something.
can't then feed the token. The action is to feed the token.
No, that was from that one.
All right then.
Back in your box. So they're not going to do anything.
Yeah, because you want to
Because-
shoot and charge and things.
I've painted these models, so I'm actually going to use them at some point today.
Okay.
You're
And
done.
I think that's all my display tokens.
So, lots of despair over here, and big gaps are opening up in the sisters' lines. Now we're going on to the bad mech shooting phase. We're starting off with the Sulphur Hounds, or the 2 horsemen of the Hobbypocalpyse. Sulphur Breasts and Pistols coming into one of the squads here.
Which squad, Monkey?
Which one? Where's the lines?
There's one here, one here, one here.
There's 3 squads of 10.
So
Yeah.
charge that one, shoot the further one away.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
is a visual representation, I think, of this game.
Mm-hmm.
There's war left,
Yeah.
which is me, and there's death left, which is Haman Sultan. Super magical
What have I
friends.
done to you?
Alliances being formed.
2d6 into these guys because
Okay.
of sulfur breaths.
Okay. And this will win on 3s.
So no 3s,
It's 4.
What's the AP?
-2.
Oh, straight dead.
Then 2 phosphor pistols, need to hit on 2s, and wound on 3s. And then nope, nothing. He's got a phosphor blast pistol, and that is assault D3 for 2. And this will hit on 2s because of the AdMech stuff, that's the one. And it's strength 5, so win on 3s. That's another 1.
What's the AP, Monkey?
-1, so you do get a 6-up save.
No.
And because you're in despair,
Despair.
you take another
Yeah.
mortal wound. So death and war have spoken. What, Brap? What?
The rule that usually never comes up because you just forget it because it happens that rarely. When the Lehman Rush blowed up, because it's the Cult of Sacrifice for
Yeah.
Creed, on a 4-up it can shoot one of its guns.
Okay.
So we'll try it. It might just be a waste of everyone's time. No, it's not.
Yeah, so it would have shot at... It was in 24-inch range.
It'll fire the Demolisher Cannon into the Tantric
Okay.
mobile for
It
5
will-
shots.
Okay.
It doesn't get grinding advance then for this.
Um,
Because it's a turn, it moved half.
I think it...
Well, it didn't move this
no, it
turn.
didn't move.
So
I'm
Yeah,
going
it
to
gets
say,
quite
I'm gonna say
hard.
no, that seems unfair.
Force to hit. You hit twice,
1 auto wounds.
and 3s to wound.
2 wounds.
2 wounds.
Minus
It's 5
ups.
I
Can't see
fail
your
both.
2d6 damage on the turn.
only got
And then
12 left.
it's there's something with Demolisher Cannons. They can be a bit strong if they're close, I think.
2d6.
Sorry, everyone.
Professional.
7.
7.
How many wounds have you got left, Stylus?
Sam. 5.
Someone. You.
That was worth remembering.
There's so much going on. Okay, so now the squad of Skitarii. There is an arc rifle that can flash out and hit this tank on a 2.
Is it one shot or 2?
It's one shot, it's rapid fire, so at this range that's a hit, and it will wound on a 5.
I think it's always a 4 against vehicles.
Okay, well that's a wound anyway.
AP.
-1.
So
Let's
minus
roll
nothing
and see
for
what
armor
happens.
contempt.
That definitely gets through, and that's a flat 3 damage against vehicles.
That's 2.
Down to 2 wounds
And
remaining.
Plus the water wound
Plus
for the
mortal wound
despair.
for the despair.
And there was an arc rifle there, wasn't there? 1 radium carbine. Oh, that was flashing out into the sisters.
Yes.
3 shots.
It's
for
3
radiant
shots,
carbines.
dude. And they all hit, and their strength 3, and 6
They
is
also
also
wound on
wound.
6s, so you need...
So that's 2 wounds. 2 wounds.
AP.
No
Nothing.
AP.
Nothing. One dies.
And then a mortal wound. Because you're in despair.
On each. But he did that more than this. Does he do it on
Yeah.
every. The same unit?
Listen to
Is
him
he
go,
splashing
yes,
around everywhere?
everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, you're despairing. He's shot
I'm
at that
despairing
unit.
now.
I mean,
He's
with
shot
the
at
amount of
that
tokens
unit.
you've got, Stylish, you
It's
are
a-
in double,
You are double.
triple
Look,
despair.
you're not very happy right now.
Yeah.
No, and then there was
Correct.
3 radium arc rifles coming out this way into this squad, which is 9 shots.
Radiant carbines.
Radium carbines, thank you. They hit on 2s.
all of
And,
it.
I can reroll one of the hits
oh yeah.
because my Mars rule, which I've forgotten every time.
Remember to reroll the wounds, Marks.
Reroll ones to wound
Yeah.
because of this.
Okay. And that is 4 wounds.
Any
on
AP?
that squad. No AP for the radium carbines.
So 5s.
Yes. I can't see.
4 dead.
And a mortal wound.
And a mortal wound. 5 dead.
Nice.
For shooting, so.
Castellan robot. It's not affected by the protector. It's not Skitarii, so it's hitting on 4s into the trees, into the sisters, and it hits twice. It is strength 6. It will wound on 3s.
I'll reroll a dice because of my Mars doctrine.
Okay, hits all the times. Wounds on 3s.
3 wounds.
-2, so -1.
Nice one. So 4 ups.
With Armor of Contempt.
Ooh, 2 more die.
2 of them die. Right, the Data Smith is out of range. We have a Ballistari Iron Strider and the tank over here that are left to shoot, as well as the
Why are you looking
Dominus.
down here?
Well, you're lining up, sir.
Unbelievable.
What do your elf eyes see?
Putting out
logo
one
like?
shooting like that.
Ballistari firing at the flyer.
Yes, please.
3s to hit is flying. Oh, that's pretty good. You
I'll
can-
reroll one of them because of
Okay,
Mars.
yes. Strength 7, toughness 7.
Just reroll the wounds.
What?
Reroll wounds
Wounds
with
That's
one.
double wounds.
They
Yeah.
have
the marshal?
Yeah. I'm just reminding him.
And they all wound. I think it's -1.
4 wounds, please.
4 wounds, -1.
2 damage.
So 4 up saves. Look at that. Spicy.
But you do take your second mortal wound.
I do.
'cause everyone's despairing compared to Monkey right now.
Okay.
So only 1 wound off the flyer. We have the Dominus and the Onager June Crawler yet to speak. Dominus firing his Volkite blaster. 2s to 3s, back to 2s. Into the Repentia. They all hit their strength 6, so they're wounding on 2s. And there's only 1 wound. AP dash.
AP dash. So
Yes.
if he doesn't wound me, will I take a mortal wound from being despairing?
Yes.
I will anyway. Okay. I'll use one of my miracle dice
Because
to
he's
shrug
hit
it.
you.
I'll use a 5, so I have passed that might in Shield of Faith save.
Okay.
But I take a mortal wound anyway.
Yes, which
I
you
will
can
now
shrug on a
attempt to
5.
shrug. I do not.
And you lose a sister.
Use another one.
What are you doing with the Onager Monkey?
Everything's going into these because these have been a thorn in my side.
Okay.
So everything, including the little
phosphor
stabber,
blast is 8 shots.
8
hitting on
shots.
2s at point blank range. This
Yes.
is going to be fruity.
better be. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready, Stylus?
I'm ready. They've done their bit, I think.
Okay, that's not great.
Mars.
Reroll 1.
Okay.
You don't want to roll ones.
Strength
Ones are going
6. Toughness 2. It's AP -2, 2 damage.
Okay. So 5 up invulnerable saves.
And you make 3 of them.
Oh my god!
How much damage?
2 damage.
2 damage, so 5 up shrugs.
You lose
Kill
1.
I know if
And
I kill
then
the
there's the stubber. 3 shots with the stubby
3
stubber.
shots with the stub.
Yes. And winning on 3s. 2
Big
wounds.
cock, big cock, don't know what to say. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
5 ups. Make another
1
one.
wound.
And then shrug the wound. Don't shrug the wound. And then that was the same thing, so mortal wound. Have I shrugged that yet?
No. And that's the mortal
No, I
wound.
haven't. So that's 3 dead.
And I believe that's the end of shooting phase. There's
No.
what?
No, we got the birds. The
Is that
Archicopter.
Dragon bird
It's never
death.
done.
The Archaeocopter.
Do you want to no, you can't.
Are you trying to get him to shoot at Styler? Yeah.
Well,
He's not got to
get
anyway.
my
He
name
didn't give him despair tokens. He gave me. I'm ready. I'm going to take the pain. Split and fire always works. Just all into me.
The Archaeocopters going where, sorry?
Everywhere. So Archaeocopters, so the lance cannons at the back are going to shoot into there.
Yeah.
We got the stubbers there
Yeah.
on the side are going to go into one of these guard squads.
Okay.
No, as long as I'm shooting perhaps, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
What?
And then the phosphor blasters are going to go into these because they're repentia as well.
Yeah, they're a pension, yeah.
Just because I hate repentia now, apparently that's the thing.
Right, okay.
So lance cannons,
Right.
That's
So,
a repent. And
3s to hit. It's a flyer.
hitting on 3s.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll reroll one of those
Okay.
with the Mars.
Sit down.
It's-
Sit down.
I'll CP
Is
because
it Skitari?
Can't re-roll a re-roll?
No, you can re-roll the one that you...
Yeah,
Just
you
twice.
can. Yeah.
CP. Yay!
Wounds on a 3.
Is it Skitari?
What?
It is Skitari.
So it hits
Yeah.
on 2s?
Yeah, but it's flying, so it's back to 3s.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
I
then
normally flyers do things.
Yeah.
never mind,
so strength 9,
Yeah, 3s to wound.
3 to wound.
It doesn't wound.
Brilliant.
But you
Get
did-
out,
but
get
you
out.
did hit it, it doesn't always.
There's a mortal wound. There
Yes.
we are.
Yeah,
That's all
consolation
I can
prize for
We've
you,
got
monkey.
8 Cognis Stubbers coming into one of the squads down here. And 3 of the guardsmen died down here. Now the heavy phosphor blasters coming into the repentia. Splitting fire all over the place, hitting on 2s. And you have 5 hits. It's strength 6 versus toughness 3. It's wounding on 2s. And that is 5 wounds.
Only a 6 up in them because they don't have their special repentia with them.
Okay.
Nothing there, but 1 wound each.
And
So
each
they're
does
shrugging.
2 damage.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah,
No,
roll.
there's one damage.
Is it?
Okay, well, it killed 4 of them and 4's all I got left.
And you got
And
another
there's
one
a
for a
wound,
mortal
yeah.
wound.
Oh.
They're dead.
that-
They're not
Oh,
getting any
she's a
better.
different...
Dead.
Oh,
Different
right, yeah,
units.
yeah.
And that wipes the
Well,
squad.
you
and
get a
that-
miracle dice for repentia being killed, not in... so that's a 4 for me.
Okay,
Isn't that
nice. Now we finally have some charges, Monkey. You've done some damage. You've made everyone an enemy this day by throwing firepower at...
Not
Well,
me.
Apart from my buddy Sam.
You've made-
Losers Club in the corners. Isn't it?
you've made everyone an enemy this day by firing on everyone or calling one person a loser.
Well, it's not Losers Club because I think we've come off quite badly.
Well, I don't know. That was a pretty impressive array of firepower.
Okay, you've got loads of models left.
These guys shooted 4 units before I'd even stood up.
Are you charging?
I will be charging
Okay,
there.
let's
I will be
let's
charging.
go in.
So
What about that one as
These
well?
will multi-charge. So the boss man first is going to charge the
Okay.
repentia.
Go for it.
Overwatch throws a chainsaw.
Happy with that? Or
Boss,
if I
yeah, boss man
reroll?
definitely gets in there.
Boss
So
man's
boss
in.
man's in.
Yeah, okay.
These guys are in multi-charge.
Okay.
Multi-charge.
Multi-ball.
And they're in as well.
Okay.
And then horsies are
Yes.
going to charge these guys there.
Overwatch.
Really?
Yeah.
6 is auto wound. And it's, yeah.
They got to do
Well,
something. They
oh,
got to
yeah.
do something.
Do
You've
it.
got to do something. Here we
Really?
go. That's a 7-inch
Stupid
charge. You'll make the
horses.
charge so long as Brat doesn't kill you in Overwatch. There's a flamer there.
There's a flamer there.
That's a flamer there.
So there's 3 left in the squad.
Yeah.
We'll do the lads guns first. The
Okay.
loyal boys.
6s, nothing.
Nothing. Doesn't
Here's-
matter. There's a flamer, right? 4.
Wounds on 4s. Whoosh into a wall of flame.
1. That's all we need. The one's on 1 wound, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's all
but
we need.
it's still a threat save. And it makes the save.
Sake.
And they go charging in as well. 1 minute, there's one more charge. It's an 11-inch charge with a robot because you're in a crater. And that's a failed
Is there
charge.
Dragoon going?
Yes.
That
Dragoon,
He is,
that's
as
about
well.
9 or 10. We'll roll and find out.
No,
3 will not make it.
CP.
CP.
God.
Get rid of them dice because.
Oh, here we go.
Come on, boys, come on, come on.
Tactics.
Oh.
That
No,
worked.
no,
Might
no.
be 7.
Sad time.
He's in. Oh yeah, he's in.
Damn it.
And I believe we're going to fight first down here. Okay, with the help from the Marshal, these guys are hitting on 3s. And you spent a chunk of CP. What CPs have you spent, Monkey?
So I've spent a CP on machine superiority,
Yes.
which means that Skitari units add +1 to their strength.
Okay.
And then also assassin constructs, which means that Sikaran units get an extra attack.
Okay, so their transonic blades are up to strength 6.
Yes.
With extra attacks.
Yes.
And a chunk going into her, and a chunk going into the repentia, but Stylus has also spent a CP.
Spent 2 CP. I'm desperate for redemption.
Right.
So when the repentia die, not the superior, when the repentia die, I don't remove them until they've had their attack.
Brilliant.
So even in death, I can still strike.
Even
you.
death does shoot you
From
in.
Hell's teeth, I spite thee.
Brilliant.
I should be re-rolling ones because the
Yep.
tech priest. Should we go?
Yes.
So these ones are going into the Whip it, girl.
Sister Diligence.
Sister Diligence with a whip.
3s to hit, re-rolling 1s.
3s to hit. And I can reroll one of these because of Mars.
Okay.
So,
And this is turn 6. And I believe raises 6s do mortal wounds in addition.
they do indeed.
So 2s to wound.
1 mortal wound in addition.
And then the rest are a chunk of saves, which are -1 but +1 because of armour or content. Sorry, it's -2 normally, so 4 up saves. And she gets
She's dead.
eviscerated. That's the
Chopped
word
up.
I was
She get killed.
looking for. And then we've got the remaining attacks coming into the repenture.
So hitting the 2 repenture with the other 2 guys. Reroll the 1.
Okay. And wounding on to
Using 2s. And a mortal wound with it, please.
One mortal wound to shrug, which I do.
Yeah.
5 invuln saves.
well, that's an addition.
Alright.
So another
I'm doing
inbound
so
wave.
well. So I failed 2 invuln saves.
Yeah.
And can I shrug these? I can shrug one of them.
But there's another mortal wound
There's another
from
mortal
the
wound.
attack.
So they're all dead anyway.
They're all dead anyway.
Okay.
The repenture fight back on 4s.
Into Rust Stalkers. I can re-roll the misses, luckily, because I'm a zealot.
Yeah.
I'm looking for 6s too, because they will explode.
There's your 6 stylus.
There's
There we go,
a
so let's
6.
go, and that comes back in, so that's 5 through. Strength 6, because of my eviscerators.
2s to wound, I think.
2s to wound.
I think it's 3.
Threes.
Toughness 4.
Are they toughness 4 now? Okay.
No, toughness 3.
Oh.
Okay, so 2s to wound, and
5
it's
wounds.
-4. 2 damage apiece.
Bionics. Have I got bionics?
Yeah.
You should have
everything is
bionics.
bionics.
5+ invulnerable
Enhanced.
save. Enhanced bionics. 5 of invulnerable saves. He's doing 2 damage. Each failed save will kill 1.
Ooh, just like that.
4 die.
And
do
there's
the
only
CP?
1 remain. Oh,
Little cheeky CP.
there's only 1 remaining. And finally, the wrecking ball that were the sisters that came flying through here, hacking everything down, have been taken out. But what a toll! And stabbing away as they went. Yep, 3 and 3. That's good. We're going on to more combats over here, but Scallion and the Death Corps are interrupting. The raiders went straight through those 3 guardsmen there and then piled in. And the remaining close combat Kriegsmen hit them back. Didn't cause any wounds. Over here, we then finished out this combat between the Tantalus. There was a lone sergeant there who's now gone. And the commissar took a wound, but the Tantalus took 0 wounds. That is the end of turn 1. Finally, we do have some morale in amongst the guardsmen here. So what are we looking at, Brat?
So it's 7. There's 5 models got lost here. 5 models got lost here.
Okay.
The leadership 7, but it's +1 for the regimental banner.
Brilliant.
So leadership 8. So
Okay.
I need a 3 or below for each squad.
Yeah. So that squad? No.
Second squad. Yes.
Yes.
So I'll roll. So 1 goes,
Yes.
and then I'll roll for the others.
Okay. And then they're not below half, so you just 1.
But it's also Krieg don't deal with combat
Oh, yeah.
attrition.
You're right. So in the end,
Got 5s. No, yeah.
in the end, only 1 flees or
Beautiful.
succumbs to his injuries, because Krieg. Over here, I believe you have a morale for the Skitaran infiltrators
Yes,
as well.
so they get +1 leadership because they're control leader.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a 5, and they lost 4. That's 9.
It should be are they
Is it
not
gone?
leadership 9 with +1 leadership?
no, the leadership 7.
Oh no!
Oh no!
So
Yeah.
those
Charge
sisters,
the
those
Repentia.
Repentia that came through here have wrecked everything. You have a leadership over there, Stylus,
I
with your
have a miracle dice of 1, which I'm auto passing.
a miracle dice of 1.
Yes.
So you're passing morale, and that is the end of turn 1. And what a brutal phase,
yeah,
fellas! What?
They also would need miracle dice of 2, and I'm also auto passing for them too.
Brilliant. Okay, so what? The end
I
of
don't
a
think you can do it
brilliant.
twice.
No,
What?
you can't do it twice.
Yes.
No.
Why?
Cheating!
You can't
You
do
already
2
you just
miracle
keep
dice in
spending
the same
miracle
turn.
dice. You can only have 1 per phase.
In the phase, I mean. So you
Spend-
can't do it.
yeah,
in the
right.
I'm not sure.
Thank you very much for keeping me
You
honest.
can roll with 1 now.
4. Their leadership is.
Ooh,
They lost 3.
Leadership
7.
8 with a sergeant.
They're going to be
Alright.
okay. Right. So what an end of a brutal turn.
Well, it was brutal.
When it comes to despair, Sultan and Monkey are despairing the least. Stylus is really despairing now.
Happy to be here.
Remember, this is a last man standing. So whoever's left standing at the end, well, if this carries on, And we have a turn like we just had in turn 1. There's not going to be very many left standing at the end. I thought, Sultan, at the end of that you were in a really bad way, but looking around, everyone's in a really bad way now.
Oh, yeah.
The Admech were unleashed.
Look how much of the Admech's left though on the slide.
All right, don't point at me. Don't draw attention to your own self, thank you.
You deserve what's coming to you after that turn.
Now we're about to go into turn 2, but who gets to go first?
Nice, quick.
Will it be Silas again?
Not me.
Who rolled the 5?
Oh no! I just insulted him.
Who rolled the 5?
That's me.
It was Monkey. Who just insulted you?
Wrapped in it.
As we go to Bad Mech, turn 2. The Dark Mechanicum, the Ferrum Ascended have moved. I've bounced a load of things around all over the place. Talk people through what you're thinking of here, Monkey.
What I'm thinking of doing, again, is splitting fire everywhere.
Brilliant. So there was some healing going on all over the place as well.
Some heals, some extra heals with CP spell.
Yes, and you're on some things.
Yeah, so do I go forward or do I zap the thing? So we've got to do a bit of zapping, I think. And then I think I've got shots on all main firing lanes.
You're picking on everyone.
Yeah, I think so, to be fair.
You are the Dark Mechanicum.
Yeah. Don't like anyone.
Who are you going to zap with your Marshal?
We're going to zap.
Where are we with the Tesla Court? Where did I even put them?
There's one
One in the middle.
Yeah. There's one over there.
One here.
That doesn't make sense, does it?
Doesn't make any sense.
If he zaps in the one in the middle, will his own person get a zapping?
He will.
It's the unit that controls it, you said.
So the unit that controls it.
So I guess I control it then, don't I?
Well, yeah.
You don't have to zap.
You don't have to zap.
No, I don't think we will zap him.
So you can't. You
But
can't
you will
use
get
it.
rid of one of your despair
No,
tokens,
no.
Monkey.
Only if he activates it.
Oh, right.
Only if he does the zapping. But
No,
this
no.
one, yeah, that dumps a despair token onto. Who are you going to put it on?
Who should we do it on? I'm going to do it on Sultan, please.
Okay.
Just because then I'm...
You're the top dog.
Oh!
Means, yeah, everyone knows more despair than you. Right, we're going to shoot some guns. Oh, any AdMech protocols and things?
Yes, so no doctrines because I couldn't work out which one to use.
Right.
So we're going for Canticles of Benediction of the Omnissiah, reroll a hit, reroll a wound, reroll a damage.
Yep. And because you're Mars, your Cult Mech units get that as well.
Yes.
Sorry, Skitari benefit from Canticles as well. We start off the shooting phase with pistols into combat with the doggos. There was a unit they were in combat with. They're all dead.
All dead.
Which means they're free to charge up again.
Yes.
It's nasty. And then you said you want to shoot that flyer down.
Yes, I remember that there's still some juicy cargo inside as well. Which is some Ogrins with slab shields or something.
Bulgrins.
Bulgrins,
So
same thing.
You're firing the Scorpus Disintegrator round?
Scopus is going in there, so everything's going in there.
Okay.
So we're going to hit with the Ferromite Cannon.
Number of shots with the cannon.
Heavy 3.
Yeah.
So it's a flyer, so we're at -1.
Mm-hmm. And you can reroll a hit if you want to.
We roll 2 hits.
I can
with
reroll
Mars.
2 hits. Mars for 1,
Yeah.
Canticle for the other. Ooh, spicy.
Strength 6, I believe. And toughness 7.
Strength 8.
Is it?
So
Strength
3s.
3 to wound. I can reroll a wound because of my Canticle.
It shows how long it is since I played AdMech. AP.
What's the AP, Monk?
-3, please. 2 at -3.
6 up saves.
Nout.
3 damage.
That's 6 damage off the flyer. And now you have
The-
the 12 auto shots.
We do, but first, if we
Yeah.
do the Disruptor Missile.
Oh, yes, of course. The missile. D6 shots, right?
Heavy D6.
5
it's not bad, is it?
shots. Hitting on 4s.
Hit on 4s.
And you managed to get 4 hits through. Strength 7 or 8?
Strength 7.
Okay, force to wound. No wounds.
No wounds at all.
Now the 12 stubby stubs. And this is going to hit on 4s. And wound on 5s. And that is 3 more wounds. 3 more 3-up saves. No AP. So that's another wound. With the mortal wound in addition, the flyer is down to 3 wounds remaining. So the Dominus is going to try and take it out, hitting on 3s with this Volkite Blaster. And he hits all the times, wounding on 5s, it's strength 6, but re-rolling a wound and a wound.
Isn't that 6 something?
That's a more wound in addition. And then you re-roll a thing for your Canticle and re-roll a thing for your other thing.
No, so the Dogma is
Yeah.
reroll a hit, but the Canticle is a hit and a wound.
Okay.
So what's the AP, Monk?
No AP.
So I've got a 3-up save. I've already took the 2 wounds off because of the mortal wound in addition and
Yeah.
the despair.
Yeah.
And I'm
And you
saying
make the save, but the flyer is down to 1 wound remaining. 1 minute. It does 2 mortal wounds in addition for the 6, not 1 anymore. So that does kill the flyer, which auto blows up and hits the dragoon. And how many people are inside?
3 Bulgrins inside.
Don't roll a 1.
I'm gonna roll for the wounds.
Okay.
This is D3 wounds on that thing.
On the dragoon.
There's 3.
3 wounds on the dragoon. It's down to 3 remaining.
This is the Bulgrins.
And one of them,
You having a laugh.
falls out of the transport and goes kersplat, and only 2 end up on their feet. And when they come bonk out of the Valkyrie, you bonk them a bit further back to try and save them from the charge. From the dragoon, we're coming on to the robot shooting at the rhino on 1 wound remaining. All you have to do is a hit like that, and the despair cracks the rhino's hull, and it blows up. And I think that's D3 mortal wounds on your own bot.
Oh,
and also
everything within 6 inches, so that's going to be Morven Val and just
it's
the bot.
Morty and Val now.
This guy. 2 mortal wounds.
Yes.
Great at Overwatch.
St. Daphne takes 2, but she can shrug them on 4s. No, she does not.
She's down to 5
Down to
wounds
5
remaining.
wounds left.
And that's just from explosions happening around it. And I do believe that there's 10 sisters
Wood's flammable,
You-
right?
inside that tank.
Our 10 sisters there. Everyone out. 2 of them die.
Then the Iron Strider fired in at the Chimera, doing a mortal wound in addition. It's down to 5 left, so Monkey spreading fire fairly across the entire battlefield, killing a unit of Krieg from Brap's army, killing his flyer from Brap's army, and hurting his Chimera from Brap's army. Anything else you're shooting at for Brap's there?
I think there's not much else in range of Brap's army, so I think I'll pick on Stylus's army.
Okay, what's picking on Stylus?
I'm fine with all of
Onager Doom Caller
Yes.
is firing
You
in
just like...
to this unit here.
8
And we
shots.
have the heavy phosphor, which is 8 shots.
Everything going into the same unit. 'Cause there's
Okay.
2 units there, is that right?
Brr, go the guns, and there's quite a lot of misses.
So that's Mars,
Yes,
that's Canticle.
okay. Winning on 2s.
And re-rolling our wound.
And that's -2, which becomes -1.
That's 4 reps. That's how many 7 there?
6.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the squad.
Ouchie. Now the last thing in line of sight and range is the flyer over here, which skimmed from that side of the battle grid. It's come round here, and it did a strafing run on the Tantalus and the Commissar, who are currently in combat. You're firing everything down here. Last cannon's hits on 3s. You've got a red and a blue.
Yes.
The red will hit the bad guys. The blue will hit the good guys.
Okay.
In the Imperium.
Wait a
Are
minute.
you ready?
So 3s to hit. You hit the Commissar. Because they're in combat.
on a horse.
I think I'll re-roll my my AdMech re-roll.
Okay.
So this is my Dogma.
Yes. You hit them both.
Equal and fair.
Commissar gets wounded on a 2. The Tantalus on a 3. Commissar's wounded. Tantalus not wounded.
I think I'll use my
Doctrine.
Doctrine thing.
Yes. No, doesn't wound. The Commissar needs to make
He is the
5
bigger
up.
target here. So you can't see, right, so I need a 5-up save. Come
Yeah,
on, Commissar.
refractor
Live.
field.
No, I'm going to use a command point because he's
Go
gone
do it,
through
do
some
it.
stuff, this lad. So let's see if we can keep
Well,
him
the rest
alive.
hits me otherwise.
No!
D6 damage.
It's a
Yeah.
mortal wound as well, isn't it? Because of
Yeah.
the spice.
Oh.
It's only 1 damage,
Only
but with
just.
the spice, we're going to continue doing that though, splitting fire, so some of these shots might go wide. Then the phosphor went in there.
This is all at the same time, so it all
Yeah.
happens at the same time.
So the blues hit the good guys
Yes.
and kill the Commissar again.
Just pounded into the body.
Yeah, these are wound on 5s. 4s don't wound. And
Up
then
to
you got
7.
loads of stubs. Then we did all the remaining stubby fire, causing no damage to the Tantalus. You did hit it though, so it does take a mortal wound. It's firing into combat there. What's that? What?
That was my attempt at trying to be fair and spread the fire everywhere. But I just got more Brapster. Sorry.
Just take the hit, just go for me more now.
And that is the end of the shooting phase. Do you have any charges?
Yes. 2 charges. Long bomb.
Dragoon, let's do that now. See if he manages to make the long bomb charge. It looks like a 10 or 11. And an 8. You're definitely more than 9 away.
Okay, so we're going to do a...
Robot.
how far is that?
Robot into that.
So we have a
Which
look.
ones?
Into the closest, please. So that's a 9.
It's less than that, it's an 8.
8 inch charge.
Angry Robot fails the charge by 1.
Can we CP? Let's
You
CP
can
that.
CP that if you want to. You've got plenty left. Angry Robot fails the charge by 1.
And then we've got horses.
Horses.
Into the guardsman.
Okay.
2 charges.
And they
I'll
yeah.
overwatch that though.
Okay. Have you got a flamer in there again?
No grenade launcher.
Brilliant. We did the Overwatch. No wounds caused. Death and war. The Cerberus Raiders go into 5 Kriegsmen. Then the Raiders pile in, tagging the tank and the command squad. And I think this is the only combat we have. First only combat for a very long time. So the Krieg get to fight back. And then they fought back and caused no wounds, unfortunately, after General Lenzio swung his power sword. So that is the end of turn 2 for the Dark Mechanicum. The other forces, well, apart from Brap, everyone escaped quite well there. You only lost a unit. Mind you, no, you lost your Rhino and Mordy and John also took a...
We lost the whole squad there.
Okay, so apart from...
And a Rhino and half.
Everyone but Sultan.
Apart from the roads, what have the Romans ever done for us? Right, let's roll up to see who gets...
This is crucial. This,
Where are we going? Where are we
Make a
rolling?
morale check.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Hang
they
on,
lost
hold off,
3 and their
Sultan.
leadership is 8.
Oh,
So we'll just...
don't roll a 6.
Miracle die 6.
Okay, right, brilliant.
Okay.
Right, good luck, boys.
Yeah,
Wait,
someone...
6!
6!
Okay, so
What a 6 gone.
5.
So it's
Reroll.
Brap and Sultan.
Play to reroll 2 because that doesn't help.
No.
1! 1! Reroll. Don't kill my Tantalus. It's not dead yet.
No! Attention.
6!
6! Oh my god.
This is
Right,
ridiculous.
5, finally!
Oh no! Oh
Ridiculous.
So the Dark Eldar get to strike, and I can see that the soft belly of the Death Corps of Krieg
no!
is exposed. Right, we got there in the end. Here we are at the end of the Drakari movement phase. After all that crazy dice rolling, the succubuses jumped out of the Tantalus along with the incubi right in the Kriegers' back lines before the Tantalus zipped back over here. And the witches, of course, got outside of their venom, which was there. And the venom's gone on to the totem of despair. Talking about despairing things, this Tesla bounced straight towards them. And there's another one there with your homunculus on. And you're kind of leaving that one over there because you've only got 2 left. So you may feed a token of despair to someone.
Yeah, so do
From
I need
that
to
one
spend a
here.
token for this? Just remind me.
We'll get to that.
Okay,
We'll
that's
get
fine.
to
So I'm gonna feed.
That one never
I'm gonna
moves.
feed one to Monkey, so then I can shoot him properly.
Okay.
Sorry, Monkey.
So everyone's got more despair than
Yeah.
you.
I'm
And then
gonna
you
zap
can...
one.
Yeah, you can zap your last one. So you've no despair left.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, so I'll zap. It's over there.
Is that over here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one bounced here.
Is that that chicken?
Yeah.
Zap the chicken. D6 mortal wounds on the chicken. For 4, plus 1 is 5. So the chicken's down to 1 wound remaining. What?
Oh, is this some? Oh, here we go. He's searching the deck, desperate. Wait.
Stratagem.
Yeah.
Benevolence of the Omnisire.
Omnimna.
In any phase. Mortal wounds. 4+, the wound is not lost.
Okay.
It's there. It's there.
5.
mortal wounds.
Well, it was the extra one because you're
1,
now
2,
despairing.
3, 4, 5.
You're rather upset.
4+.
Yes.
Luck.
You struck 2.
Alright, that's
So,
not bad.
yeah, it's okay.
Well, they're the only
It's
2
down
I
to-
saw, so I thought it was a really good roll.
It's down to 3 wounds remaining. The table has come out as you try and divine from the token of despair. Roll a dice.
Don't roll,
Don't roll
one.
one.
Sultan. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Every unit in your army takes D6 mortal wounds.
I just thought I might be back in this game.
Now, what we're going to do to speed this up is I'm going to roll 1 dice,
Okay.
and each unit
Oh my
takes
God.
this number of mortal wounds. It could be 1. It could be 1.
No, that dice has just rolled a 1. It's not going to be a 1.
Well, give me another dice then.
Superstition reigns supreme.
Or it could be a
in
6.
40k
How many wounds is the Tantalus on?
4.
You're either going to be his best mate or his worst enemy in Winters.
Sultan, don't blame me. Blame Zinch. He loves the Zinch.
Look at him chuckling.
Let's see what Zinch says. Every unit takes...
Cocked.
Oh, it's cocked! It's
Right.
cocked! It's cocked.
For the whenever anyone does this for the, it's got to be flat. We're going to say it's got to be flat. This could be worse though. It's got to be flat.
Don't laugh, Winters.
I'm not like I am inside. I am. Mortal wounds.
He's not coming back. He's not
I
coming
am
back.
out of the game essentially. I've got an well, do we people in transport
No.
take it too?
No.
No.
Just
They're
I
not on
have
the
2
table.
units left.
Well, no, see, the thing is, it's last man standing on women because you've got loads of women running around. If there's one
Not
little
anymore.
lady hiding behind there at the end of the game and all these fellas kill each other, you could be okay.
This is
You could be-
this is
It's
the most
not
brutal
okay.
game of
It's
40k
not
I have
okay.
ever played.
Yeah,
This is
so
just
you could be
manic.
okay. It might be
Look,
fine.
look, Winters,
What?
good idea. I was just about to get charged by Lilith Hesperax or whatever, and all these incubi. That's gone. I was about to get charged by these. They're gone.
Yeah, I mean, this attack in the back line here to the... Yeah. His succubus had like... Shit, 28
Go over here.
attacks.
Look at these two. These two are despairing too. This is the
so
baddest
bad,
game of 40k.
Your
I've ever
friend just got hurt, some sympathy.
Yeah, but you're the one that hurts him.
Is it top playback?
Yeah.
It isn't me, it's Zinch. He could have got every... He could
He could have got that one.
No, it's just... No. Right, let's move on to the remainder of the Dark Angels. Dark
Angels.
There is no remainder. I'm done.
What?
Didn't that Flesh Master have a shrug to mortal wounds?
He's gone.
What have you got left?
He's gone. That.
That's what you got left.
There you go.
And that's the end of... do you want to charge here?
No, I don't want to charge.
That's the end of the Drakari turn 2. Let's roll off to see who gets the next turn. All right, it's Brap and Stylus. We've calmed down a little. Well,
It's tense.
some of us,
I think
some of us have calmed
Good
down.
luck, Stylus.
Let's see who goes next, and it is.
Oh,
Stop
here we go.
doing this. Someone roll a different number to the other.
Oh,
person.
no.
I'll take that.
So it is Brap's.
Yes.
Brap is going next. There's not a lot of Dark Eldar to shoot at all of a sudden, though.
I'm not touching the Dark Eldar.
No. Oh, we should resolve this combat at the end of the Dark. I've skipped it. We've skipped that. That didn't happen.
All right.
In the explosions and the Tesla, they didn't get a chance to fight each other. Now we're going to go on to the Creek's turn 2.
Yeah.
It's only turn 2. You repairing your models?
Yeah, one fell over.
You didn't have to throw them off the table after.
No,
Winters, don't add salt to the wound
Very
you've
good, there is
caused.
I didn't cause it. He's the one who
You
decided.
rolled it all?
He's the one who decided. He didn't have to go on. Have you gone on the thing?
I've gone on the Pillar of Death or
You've
whatever
gone on the
it's called.
token of despair.
The Pillar of Eternal Optimism, but I get +1 to the roll.
Well, you control that at the end of your movement phase because you outnumber him, and you can do an action on that one. If you
Yes.
don't charge, you won't be able to charge.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna do the action,
So you spend a thing.
spend a thing, and then can I do the zap as well? What?
Yes.
So I zap that thing.
Yes.
For,
So it's going to hit that.
What does it do? D6
D6 mortal wounds to his.
All over here.
Yeah.
Two
For
mortal
2 mortal wounds, it's down to 1 wound remaining.
Can I spend the CP again to do the thing?
You can.
Of course you can.
So 4 up to not have mortal wounds.
It's down to
Oh,
2
that's
wounds
worth
remaining.
it.
That only did 1. Are you on? Because you've managed to suddenly miraculously survive
Not
the
die.
charge from
Did
the
you spend a
Drakari.
despair token to zap you that bad?
There was never a...
Yeah, I took it away. I took it
Oh,
away.
okay, so he's not less than you.
I took
No.
it away. Are these still in combat?
He's still in combat. I'm gonna pull these out quickly because I forgot to do that. Sorry about me.
Cheating!
Sorry about me.
Cheating!
Okay,
He's
so
still in
they're
combat,
moved
so he can
out.
fire.
You're safe along the backfield
Um,
from the Drakari all of a sudden. I wonder where they went to.
They were never here.
Stop
Okay.
it! Stop
What?
it! Stop it! Look, I'm on another zapper.
But he's laughing. He's like, he can't.
I'm on another zapper.
I think a little pea came out earlier when he was... Another zapper over there. You're on another zapper.
Tempest to Prime, grab,
did he
shoot,
get
dropped.
there?
He grab, shoot, dropped.
Okay.
He saw the zapper.
Yes.
Take that away.
Okay.
Zap that
Yeah.
thing again.
Oh, what?
What, this thing again?
Yeah, zap it.
Okay.
Dead.
4
Four.
mortal wounds.
You get to shrug them though, monks.
Because it's still the same phase, I guess.
Well, it's
but
going to
monks,
be
you
an
get
additional
one
mortal wound.
because of your
Because
despair.
you're in despair now. So it's 5 mortal wounds.
Do you want me to roll them? I'm really good at rolling.
It blows up and kills one of them as well.
Thank you.
What else you got?
And the Sindar Hell Dogs
So
also landed.
he landed there and the Sindar landed over there.
Yeah.
So that takes away your last one.
No, I get. Do I not just give somebody?
Yeah,
one?
and it goes to
All
someone
right,
else.
to Monkey.
Well, you could give it to Sultan.
No, Sultan's.
Okay.
Sultan's
How do you spend that?
and also, I'm on these 2 rocks here,
Yes.
so I'll give another 2 to Monkey, please.
Well, you
Can't do any
don't.
more.
You don't have any left.
I've got this one.
You have no more despair.
I
Now,
bribe you with the spare tokens to give to
now
me.
we go on.
Yeah, can I share the burden with young Stylus,
Okay.
and can he share?
You
Thank
can't
you,
just
Stylus.
Share my despairing burden.
You can't just give
Look,
despair tokens, that's not how it works.
In this very serious match play
Yes.
tournament thing
Rules
that
are
we're
written.
doing,
He's doing all right though, isn't he, Monkey? So.
I mean, if we were playing properly, I'd have all the despair.
Rules are, you can't
are
do
you
that.
feeling
tell you what,
a little bit of despair right now?
Winters.
Yes.
I've got the compromise.
Right.
Stylus has given me 2, but why I just try to trade them into 1 and
Right.
then give Monkey 1.
It doesn't work like that. That's not how things work.
Putting the 2 back on there. And we're going to do the totem. You've got to stick
yeah.
to the rules.
Yeah.
You'll be happy to know that because this is the second time for you, you cannot do D6 wounds to your entire army.
Who would do that?
Who would do such a thing?
I thought
So
when you
roll-
said that it went +1 to cast, it meant for everybody.
Did you?
wished.
Yeah.
Roll
Right.
a D6. You get a
Oh,
1.
that was lucky.
The unit controlling the totem takes D6 wounds.
That's all right. We can handle that.
Hey, you can't roll
For
it.
three-
He has to.
One's dead.
Yeah,
Oh
he
yeah,
has to-
it's my
you
turn.
roll
It's
it,
my.
you roll
I
it.
did.
That's
I
fair,
roll.
that's
I
fair.
roll
Give him
it.
the fire.
Give him
I
the
roll
fire.
it. It's got to be
Give me the
flat.
6 or 2 die.
That's
No.
a 4. How many wounds do they have each?
3.
So one's on 2 wounds remaining. But next time, you get a +2. So we're moving on to the shooting phase. Lemon Russ in close... Lemon? Did I say Lemon Russ?
Delicious.
Yes, Pineapple Russ in close combat, firing 9 heavy bolters, hitting on 5s into these, and 6s auto wound. Wow. And the rest will wound on 3s. Okay, so Monkey,
4 saves,
all of a
please,
sudden
monks.
you need to make 5-up saves,
Five-up
each doing
bionics.
2 damage.
Bionicle saves.
Bionic man.
And they get evaporated by the tank
Sorry,
firing
horsemen.
point blank range in front, and the 4 horsemen of the Hobbypocalpyse are dead.
Sorry.
But they're still here. They're their
They're still in
avatars.
spirit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. What else?
BRB. Be right back.
So there's melters over here, 3 of them in range, flying up at this thing. They're going to hit on 4s because it's flying and
Yeah.
trees and things like that. So good luck. And that's
hits.
2 hits. It will wound on 3s. And I think the Archaeocopter has a bionic save. No bionics. 2d6 damage. It's got 7 wounds remaining, and you take it out of the sky.
But it automatically blows up. Oh my god, that's so stupid.
After the flyer came burning down from the sky, leaving a big gap here, a number of the command squad got wiped out, but the colonel is still on. 4 wounds remaining. The heavy team only took 1 wound as well, the tanker couple. We came on to the Chimera. The Chimera flamed into this squad here, causing a couple of wounds. Multi-wounds in the court of the Archon, and shot a sneaky multi-laser at the Dragoon.
The chicken.
It's down to 2 wounds remaining, and the Dragoon is about to get lit up from the Helldogs over there with their hot shot volley guns coming in. Or las guns?
So
Or...
we'll do the hot shot volley gun first.
Okay, right.
It's heavy 4, so he's going to be hitting on 6s, isn't he? No, it's
4s.
4s.
Because you moved, and he's... oh, that wounds.
So that automatically wounds,
Okay.
and it is -2,
So it's
and
6-up bionic save. Which you fail, it does a mortal wound in addition because you're in despair, and it blows up. It's only a 3-inch explosion, so it won't take out any... Did you say
I
shot?
forgot something.
Hello.
I never rolled for them getting out of the vehicle,
Right.
so I need to roll for them getting out of the vehicle.
I don't think we want to punish you anymore.
I think we should play the game properly.
Okay.
look at the honour of this gentleman. It knows no bounds.
Right,
So
okay.
6.
Don't roll
Is that
any
6 there?
ones.
Is that right?
There's
Can I count?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It's your
Oh
arm.
no, I have got 8 in my hand.
Yeah, I've got 8 in hand. Okay, right. Don't roll any once.
No,
See, it's
one.
fine.
Look at that.
Right, so I forgot.
Right, so we're going to start with, we'll do the mortar teams now,
Okay.
and the mortar teams will fire into that squad of Skitare.
Kaboom. Number of shots. Many shots. 4s to hit. And 3s to wound. 3-up saves because of the cover. And you lose 3 plus a mortal wound in addition because you are despairing. So you lost 4 good shots there from the mortar team, leaving only the Alpha left standing with his little beep bop robot. After shells landed in amongst the Skitari, more big guns that never tire are coming up and over into the Scorpus. Disintegrators spending the CP on aerial spotter to re-roll hits. Let's see how many shots there is first though.
So you get to pick the highest.
Which
so
is
I'll
6.
take the 6.
Ooh.
And then it's 4s to hit.
Yes, it is. Re-rolling.
It shouldn't, but I'm genuinely flinching whenever I see a 6.
Yeah. That's good. Well, one of them wounded already. So,
Yeah,
and then the other ones are on 3s. And that is 4 wounds. Full 5-up saves on the tank.
With armour of contempt as well.
No armour of contempt. He makes
Don't need
3
it.
of them.
You
He
make
makes
3
3 of them.
books, you don't need our
D3 damage. It was only 3 wounds came through. It could have been much, much worse. How many is it on remaining?
Plus another 1 for despair.
4 wounds then. It turns out 4 wounds.
And here
remaining.
comes the big show with us.
The big show.
The Death Strike.
Death Strike
Now,
missile.
we have to explain to viewers at home because nobody uses them, and you'll see why it's very good reason.
It's fueling up.
You have to you roll a dice, and
Yeah.
you have to get an 8 or more,
Yeah.
and you add the turn that you're on
Yeah.
onto the result. So for it to fire, I need a 6 up already.
Because it's turn 2.
Yeah, because it's
That's
only
because
turn 2.
the machine spirits need to be placated. It needs to be fueled up, all the correct rights to fire something as holy and as devastating as this. And Death Strike missiles, they have nuclear warheads, they have chemical, they have all sorts of different things in them.
Let's just hope they get a bit better when the new Codex comes out.
Let's hope so.
Fingers
Because
crossed.
a big bomb like
Let
that.
Winters roll it.
Yeah, Winters, you can roll the Death
No,
Strike.
it's your, Leno, it's your thing. It's your thing. I wouldn't want to steal the glory from you.
I don't even know if you have
launching
to...
a Death Strike missile. Come on now.
It's never hit, so I don't know if you have to delegate a target. I don't think so.
We'll find out if you roll a 6.
There we go.
That's
I'm
not a 6.
gonna command point that. Can you put me a?
Is
big
this
as a card?
just fire?
Just
Can you
to
not command
fire
point
it.
it? Yeah.
Then you can't do it because
No.
then you select
Oh
out
yeah,
3,
it's
right?
not roll a hit or a wound or a
Death
thing.
strikes. Get 3 each, everybody.
Right, you don't need morale here because command squad.
Yeah.
They can't charge because you did an action. We do have morale over here with the little Scutari IIO boy. I think you don't want to roll a 5 or 6, but we'll check. That's bad.
Oh.
He's gone. And that is the end of Death Corps of Krieg. Turn 2. They have unleashing the payload from the backfield. I think the last thing in turn 2 is now Stylus.
Indeed.
Now you went at the start of turn 1.
Yeah.
You're
7
going at the end
turns
of turn 2. What have you actually got left?
I've
got quite a bit.
I've got a Dogmata,
Yes.
2 Battle Sisters,
Yes.
1 Battle Sister,
Yes.
a Palatine,
Morty and John.
the Blessed
Morty
Saint
and John.
Daphne,
Yeah.
a Sister Repentant Superior, 3 Dominions, and 5 Sacrifice Sons.
Just to call it off then.
Oh yeah, that's
Quite a lot.
Yeah.
I'll bounce all the things around all over the place as well because you've also got lots and lots of despair.
So despairing.
The Order of Blessed Saint Daphne has moved, as have the totems flitting around all over the place. Morty and Val has jumped through the middle along with a unit of the ladies with the shields.
Sacrosancts.
Those are the ones. Over here we had some busting cover through the trees, and there was some spells, not spells,
Hymns
going
war
off.
hymns. So she sang her war hymn to do mortal wounds. Does extra wounds against chaos, although somehow we realised they're now not chaos. But I took 1 mortal wound off them anyway. She's not done her second hymn because I got a strat that allows me to do it out of sequence automatically, and she may as well do that right now.
Okay.
So spending a command point
Yes.
for the war hymn, which gives a unit extra attacks. They now have extra attacks.
Because they've deep struck in here, the
Penalty,
Seraphim.
the Zephyrim have come down.
Yes.
9 inches away. Their pennant will give them an inch on the charge. So it's
Okay.
an 8-inch charge to get into that.
Nice.
They've got their power swords. They're ready to use them.
Then over
Right here,
here,
the Soul Battle Sister has just snuck off so she can control the Zappy Zap thing here.
Zappy Zap Zap.
The Repentia Superior has run around to take on the Hell Dogs.
Okay.
No problem there. The Lieutenant, the Palatine, has run forward to control that.
Okay.
St. Daphne herself has run forward just to get somewhere that isn't blowing up in her own face. Sacrifice have followed, so we don't have to do that. The Dominions have snuck behind there because they can put some bolters in there. And the last 2 Battle Sisters have come in, so hopefully we'll clean up this lot.
Okay. Totems. You have some despair to get rid of.
I
What are your
do.
thoughts?
My thoughts are, well, I'm using this one definitely because the only thing I can zap is over there.
Where? Oh, on the
That
Marshal.
chappy on the Marshal.
Yeah, bounce right next to him.
Okay, so
D6 mortal wounds on the Marshal.
Let's have it.
That's a
5.
dead Marshal. He gets
5.
toasted.
Yeah.
He's like, he likes tech. He likes electricity. He likes the.
whatever time is
He was
that?
like,
He's
oh,
too
that-
curious for his own good.
yeah.
And I think, just in case it makes any difference at all, I'll give Brap a bit of despair there.
Okay. We opened up the shooting phase with some pistols into the Onager, no damage. There was a grenade thrown over there, no damage. And now you're spending a CP on Blessed Bolts.
Blessed Bolts. Onto that,
Yes.
hit rolls of 6. We'll do 2 mortal wounds each.
Ooh.
Yeah, burning a strat to soak some mortal wounds. Here come the shots through on 3s. Is it 6s to hit or 6s to wound?
And modified 6 hit rolls of 6. So that's 4 mortal wounds.
Okay,
And
Ouch.
the rest of hit.
right.
They'll probably wound on 5s.
Yes,
So on 6s,
yes.
you get a mortal
back
wounds
in you.
back in your fist.
Okay.
So
Kill
there's
2
2
more.
Bing, bing.
2 mortal wounds on you.
And I think I'll CP to reroll another one to try and get another 6.
Ooh.
But you do take 2 wounds from all those shots. And
Yes.
now you've got 4 mortal wounds to save as well.
Okay.
Okay. So 4s with the strat.
Ooh, yeah, did a good job there.
And it dies. That is the last wound gone, and it'll blow up and take a wound off the Datasmith. Now, the sisters paid a heavy price for that, but at least they're not going to get charged by a big, stompy, nasty robot of doom. So down here, the Datasmith is now exposed. There's a heavy bolter at point blank range.
I moved, so I mean I've got loads of miracle dice. Let's use one of them.
Okay.
One's an automatic hit.
Yes.
You can spend a CP to make it hit and wound.
I'll spend a CP to make it hit and wound. Thank you.
Speed
Sam knows all the stats. So that's a hit.
Well,
and
that's because
wound.
he's got all the Imperial armies. I don't even know why he's playing Dark Eldar.
And that's another hit.
Okay.
No, I don't know
That's
why.
two
nice.
wounds. 2 wounds to save and -1.
Okay, so 2 4-up saves on your Datasmith, sir. And the Datasmith is fine. He loves it.
Stylish.
He
And
loves
then the
it.
bolter.
Hits both
Twice.
times. Wounds both times. 3-up saves. And he's fine. He loves it.
But I do get miracle dice for killing that, which is a 1.
Oh, it's good for morale. I think the last thing that actually has got some guns and can shoot is Morty and John.
Indeed. Let's put the whole shebang into the Chimera.
Why? Is there anything in the Chimera?
Is there anything
Nothing.
else I can shoot?
Nothing's in the Chimera and it'll blow up. He's got 5 wounds
Oh
left,
yeah,
Silas. It's
if
not
it does
a bad...
blow up.
Blow up. Yeah.
It's a cheeky shout.
There's a couple of units on this side, and let's not forget all the wounds that could spill over onto the Dark Eldar contingent as well.
Yeah, I got no shrug on my Archon.
But you've got shrugs on the succubusy things?
Just caught the Archon, yeah, but he's not. It doesn't matter that he's there.
He'll just take some more
Yeah.
wounds, yeah.
Okay.
Just suck it up.
So we'll
what we
start
do.
off with 2 Prioris missiles.
Okay.
Ooh, these sound posh, Stylus.
They
They
both
both
hit.
hits. And they wound on 3s because
I
it's
knew it was
8.
Welsh.
2 wounds.
What's the minus?
It's minus basically cracks. They're -2.
4-up saves.
We'll do crack. Right,
Bit of crack.
5s.
Uh-oh.
D6 each.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh, Stylus!
7.
Who dog
Is
it?
a
It
dead
blows up.
Chimera, and there's going to be mortal wounds all over the place. We'll work that out off camera. When the smoke clears, the Archon's taken a couple of wounds, and one of the court of the Archon disappeared, as well as a couple of Kriegsmen here. That is the end of the shooting phase. But now we're going on to the charge phase. This 6-inch charge into the Datasmith. That's a failed charge.
That's alright. What I really matter is this one, so I'm going to spend one of my miracle dice, the
Yeah.
6,
Yes.
and they pennant gives me an extra inch on charges. So,
So you just need a 2.
just need a 2.
Is that what you're saying? And that's a 2. Turns out the Seraphim Pennant is reroll charges. Thank you, Salton.
I've got to be doing something, haven't I?
So you need a 3.
I need a 3,
Yeah.
so I can reroll that charge.
Yeah. Right.
Whoa! Take that back. Get it back. Sweet Overwatch.
Yes.
We have to get the rules
Yes.
right.
Are you ready?
Yes.
So we're looking for 6s.
Yes.
I sure ready.
That's 3 6s.
3 6s.
Which will wound on 2s.
Okay, ruined on 2s.
Okay.
I have 5 up in event saves because that's I do remember they have a special thing.
Yeah,
So they fail the charge,
two
and 2 of them get evaporated,
Oh,
and then
thank
they're
you,
going to do the
Sultan.
stubbers,
Stabbers.
and you get an extra shot as well. It's 4 shots.
It's 4 shots, so 1 hit so far.
Yeah, and then
1 wound.
They're alright.
and 2 of them die. So they dropped in. They failed to shoot it with pistols. They failed to make the charge.
All looking so well.
We've done the re-roll
I'm
over
finished.
here. Okay, over there.
Coming against the Hell Dogs.
Overwatch.
You overwatching?
Yeah.
Okay, off you go.
Brilliant.
I'll spend 1 CP on the Overwatch and 1 CP on Grenadiers, which means they can all fire frag grenades.
So let's see how many shots you've got, because this could be brutal.
Not that many, Stylus, you're alright.
Oh,
Oh, and they also wound.
you get 3 auto wounds come through.
Yeah, so
Okay.
3
3
AP
saves.
dash.
3 saves.
Yeah.
3 ups. 3 ups. Takes
Uh-oh.
2 wounds.
And you
Two
had the
left.
mortal wound for despair.
1 wound left.
Oh, and on that note, actually, 1 mortal wound for...
One
You're
more.
on less despair than...
Yeah, so I'm losing another one of my poor Zephyrin.
Yes.
So-
3 or 4 inch charge in the middle for the Sacrosancts.
Make a charge.
They make it.
They
They
make
love
it in
it.
as well. So you have made a couple of charges.
More than
You
that
made
in as well.
1 here.
Are you charging the...
Are you charging a Bulgrin or
You're
are
charging
you
a
Kill
Bulgrin.
that pillar! Stab the pillar to death!
That's a big charge.
Morgan Val makes it in.
God, I'm going to fire the Death Strike into them so bad.
Go on, Morty and John.
Go on, Morty and John.
So
You'd like to
where
do so.
would you like to start the fight phase?
Oh, I think it's gonna. You've probably got enough to interrupt me, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've got 1 wound left.
4
You might
left.
do something. It's got to be here, isn't it?
So the Repentia versus the Devil Dogs. So lots of attacks because of Bloody
Yeah,
Rose.
hitting on 3s.
Yes, and the 6s explode.
Oh, ooh.
So
Hello.
out of the 6 attacks, you get 9 hits.
Nice.
Hello, what's going on over here?
I'm just going to throw out,
Okay.
do not complain about putting models on the table and not getting to use them, right?
Ooh, that's
Oh.
nice.
Right, what have I got?
Only
That's
4.
Only 4.
What's
9
the AP? 4 die. Well
4
done.
die.
She
Did
does
you
a
want
good
to
job.
keep the guy corners for help?
No, the prime.
Coming from the fight with the corner, paying to interrupt with the bonehead, hitting the sacrosanct.
Yep.
On 3s. And you hit twice.
Winning on 2s.
And you wound twice.
-2, but I should
2, so it's going to be -1 for Armor of Contempt.
-1.
Mine was only 2, so it's 3 up saves.
Oh no, it's -1, sorry, so you're back to your 2 up saves. Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
2 up saves.
Oh, you
I'm
lose
going to
one.
send a CP. I've got a few.
you
Oh,
lose
still
one.
dead, still dead.
And you have a lot more to spare than Brap, so you
Do you
lose.
do more?
Yeah, you
Wound
just
as well?
do a mortal wound as well, yeah.
Oh.
And now, Morty and Val can fight.
I have 5 attacks with St. Daphne. With my Righteous Rage Warlord trait, I can reroll hits and I can reroll wounds.
Nice.
Hitting on 2s.
Okay.
Reroll that. I don't believe she gets exploding.
Everything hit. Strength 8.
So 8 is my lunging strike.
So 3s.
3s, and I can reroll. And unmodified wound rolls of 6s do mortal wounds, so that takes care of that. He's just dead.
Oh,
So he's dead.
just cut
Dead.
them
Now
down.
consolidate that away.
Oh, cheeky.
Cheeky.
Can I fight back over here with the Tempesta?
Here's the sergeant,
The sergeant.
Can-
He's got 3 attacks.
who's watched his buddies fall around him. He manages to hit twice.
Mortal wound, so she is dead.
She did.
With the mortal wound?
Yeah.
Over here,
Oh,
the
she's just
Tempesta, yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so she went wheeling in there through a cloud of grenade gas, took out 4 of his dudes, but he dealt the final blow.
Bonked her on the back of the head.
And that
Although if I
is the end of turn 2. What?
Oh, here we go.
That happens when someone dies.
So there was a divine intervention to bring someone back, but you're holding on to
I
it.
gave that one to. Yeah.
You only do it once.
I can get a miracle dice for losing a character, which is a 5.
Okay, and your sergeant now needs to get a 1, 2, 3.
I'm going to
To
pay
hold.
2 CP.
Really?
Yeah, this is important. This is very
To
important.
keep him alive. Talking about morale, I think we've got some morale tests somewhere
Oh, for the
else.
Zephyrin, probably need a morale test.
Yes,
I'll ditch a 1 to make sure they pass it.
I like the So they pass, I think that's it. Yeah, because they got wiped. So that is it for morale. Now that is the end of turn 2. It has swung one way and the other. At one point it looked like Stylus and the sisters were way into the lead, but there's just characters running around all over the place now. And at one point it looked like the bad mech were in the lead. Now they've got a couple of tanks. This one's only down to 4 wounds remaining. And the tech priest is still there. And then that fella's still there. But there's not a lot left here. That zappy zap zap, the marshal going off and poking around with technology that he shouldn't have poked around with. Of course, over in this corner, no one decided to shoot at the Dark Eldar for a turn except Brat. So the Dark Eldar are hanging out. But the
It never looked
team
like I was going to win.
that appears to be winning, appears to be in the ascendancy right now with all the big guns, are the Death Corps of Krieg. All 3 tanks still standing here, or artillery, and a big squad there, but the sisters are running down towards their lines. So now we need to roll off to see who gets the first action.
Oh, this is crucial.
In turn
Good luck,
3.
everybody.
It's me and you again. We're out to roll off.
Good luck,
Style.
Sultan.
Okay, Sultan and Brap again. Sultan and Brap, can you, between the 2 of you, please?
I've cocked.
Sorry, what?
Oh,
So it is Brap Scallion
Game
and the
over.
Death Corps of Krieg in turn 3. In the Krieg's movement phase, some movement with the tanks over here. It's funny that the Tesla bounced that way and bounced back towards this fella, who can now activate the Tesla. And then the last squad of infantry are here,
yeah.
facing down Morden Val. But first, you're going to discard your last bit of despair.
And zip zap that thing.
Oh, yes, because this bounced off the table and bounced back in again. If they hit the edges, they'll bounce back in. So D6 mortal wounds on this tank for 1.
Just 1.
Just 1 mortal wound. That's the end of all the shenanigans. Now you need to fire some weapons. Do you know where you want to start? Death Strike fires on a 5 now.
Shall we do the Death Strike to start
Shall we
off
do
with?
the Death Strike to fire off with?
Right, so I need a 5 up.
Just to fire it.
Come on, Death Strike. Come on. It's cocked. Are we saying that's cocked, boys?
That's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
cocked.
We're saying that's cocked.
And that's a
No,
3.
Useless.
Hasn't said the right prayers yet.
No, he hasn't.
Starting the shooting phase with the mortars up and over into the Dark Eldar. And it's minimum 3, so that becomes a 3.
13.
And this hits on 4s. 6 is auto wound. Press wound on 3s. 5 have vulnerable save now because of power from pain, and they got shrugs on the thingy bobs.
CP first.
And that is 3 wounds. Round here, the Lehman Russ has just pivoted through this rock pile so it can take a dead shot into the Scorpius tank. We have tank on tank action. Here's the grounding advance shots for 7 shots. 4s to go boom boom. 2 auto hits, and that one will wound on a 3. And that is 3 wounds. 5 up saves on the tank. And you fail all 3 of them. It's D3 a time. It's only got 3 wounds remaining. And it blows up. How many wounds does it do? So it'll do D3 mortal wounds to your Dominus. And
2 5-up shrugs.
Yep. Oh,
Nope.
Takes 2 more wounds. But probably heal himself again. Stitch himself back together. But tank on tank action. Clearly the Lehman Russ is greater than a Scorpius Disintegrator. Mind you, don't say that to the AdMech because they make these and they might put the buttons on upside down or something like that. Okay, do you want to find the veterans first then?
Yeah, let's find the veterans first.
Let's
Good
find the
idea,
veterans
Winters.
first.
I like it. Thank you,
We've got
Winters.
a couple of melters in there.
3 melters, Winters.
Really?
Yeah.
That's 3s to hit with the melters. And that is 3 auto wound, Stylus.
It's not 3 auto wounds. It's only 1 auto. His face is amazing.
CP.
2 wounds.
2 wounds.
2 wings. She has a 4-up in van. She is.
Then, so let's take one of them miracle dice and auto pass it.
Okay.
And then the other one passes it.
So
See.
it takes a mortal wound because of spite or whatever.
She is despair.
It's
Despair.
like a shrug on
And
a
then
4.
I'll
Let's shrug that guy.
do the flamer.
Okay.
Makes you ill, doesn't it?
Toasty.
3.
Right.
You need 5, I'm
5s.
guessing, yeah?
Nothing. 2 more saves come through with the small arms. 2 up saves. She's good. She's still on 5 wounds.
You were right,
Remaining.
Sensei Winters. It's
Yeah.
time for the Basilisk to fire into
Are you
her.
going to do Orbel's spotter again?
CP.
No, I don't. I need those CP just in case for other things coming up. So no.
Okay.
I will fire the heavy bolter first.
Okay.
But it's going through the trees. It's -1, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yes. And you
Nothing. So the cannon.
did 5
5.
shots. Hitting on 5s all
Drop
of a
dice
sudden.
don't count.
Be
And
forward,
that's
wouldn't it?
one. It's trees in the way.
But it's firing indirectly, isn't it?
It's not. This is the funny thing because now guard, when they fire indirectly, they have no minuses. But this is line of sight, so it's not firing indirectly. It's firing directly, and it's firing through trees, and so it's minuses to hit. Those are the rules.
That just sounds silly.
So hiding
I know.
makes it easier to hit.
4 up safe.
Just
4
one,
up save.
Silas.
Okay. Let's spend a CP.
Okay.
Let's not.
So D3 plus the
D3.
mortal wound that I've caused because of spite or whatever. So 2.
2 and then.
Down to
And
3
then
wounds.
finally,
The sergeant, hero sergeant.
Hero Sergeant will fire his hotshot las pistol into that lass.
Okay.
Grenades? You need crack grenades?
Frag grenade actually. I'll throw a frag grenade instead.
What catch?
No, because then if I hit him, I get a mortal wound and I get more chances to hit, don't I? 2. Oh no. Yeah.
It's a hit
Some more wound there.
and 2 wounds.
Wow.
2 wounds. So it's 3 ups.
Yeah.
1 mortal wound.
She's down to 1 left. What? Who is she?
That's my Palatine, the lieutenant. That's her name's Faith.
Okay. Faith is about to go head to head with one of the devil dogs.
Winters.
What?
When I charge, may faith no more. Like because of the band.
So at the end of the charge phase, not charging the veterans into the tree woman, just the devil dog sergeant is going in there. See if we can have faith no more.
Come on, Hell Dog, let's go. 3s.
1
One
hit.
hit, but it's a mortal wound because of the despair.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's dead.
So she's dead.
Bonk.
She
Do I
fails.
want to resurrect her with my last few command points?
It's the end of the phase, so is
of
there any more
phase.
fights to happen before?
Probably
No.
not. I think I need to preserve other things. So.
Okay. So that is the end of Krieger's turn 3. Taking out a tank, taking out some big targets. No morale to take across the battlefield here, but we do need to roll off to see which one of our hobby heroes gets to go next in battle round 3.
Good luck, boys.
Not me.
And
Oh, it's heavy.
roll off between the bad mech and the sisters.
Oh, it's monkey.
And Monkey gets to have some sweet, sweet revenge. Here we are after the Bad Mech's movement phase. Incantation of the Iron Soul and Bulwark Imperative shouted across the noosphere to the 3 units that are left on the table. We have an Onaga Dune Crawler and the Data Smith and your Dominus. Bounce some units all over the place. So at the end of your movement phase, you can feed one of those despair tokens, giving it to Bran.
Thank you.
Sorry, actually feeded them.
And then you could do an action with that one if you want to. Or
We will,
shoot
because
with them.
he's got a rubbish gun anyway, so we'll do zip zap in the corner, please.
Zip zap on the Tempesta Prime. D6 mortal wounds on the Tempesta Prime.
That's where I'm pressing prime.
Ba-ba. That's a 5. That's a dead
That's
Tempesta.
definitely cocked. Come on.
Okay,
now.
roll it again then.
Oh, there we go.
5. See, it's a 5.
Because we're playing by the rules we played all day. Yes, I am.
Yes. And you got another zap.
There's another one.
Yeah.
So I'll feed into zap there.
Okay.
The only
There's
I can
one
do
here.
is this one.
That's the
Against
area I've
Stylus.
got.
Oh, never.
Okay.
Oh no.
Don't do that.
D6 mortal wounds.
I've only
Yeah.
got the one left.
So you get a mortal addition.
Still the cherub as well. Hope you're happy.
So you're using the tech, the enemy's tech against them. And you are finally down to 0 despair, like Sultan. And because they're doing things like that, those actions, you've got one gun that can shoot, which is the Onaga Dune Caller, or one unit that can shoot with many guns. Spending CP for Wrath of Mars, shooting the stubbers into the Seraphim and the big gun down there.
Yes, so let's
For more on the tank.
put more there.
Okay.
So, hitting on 3s.
Yes. Ooh. It's strength 6 though, so 5's to wound. Now, that's a mortal wound in addition, and you have 2 5-up saves.
Boom.
So you fail one, that's 2 damage,
Okay. So
plus
it
the
takes-
mortal wound,
So it takes 4 damage.
plus you're in despair.
Yeah, 4 damage total, right?
It's down to 6 wounds remaining, and then we have 4 cognition stubber shots coming to the Seraphim, which will hit them on 3s and wound them on 3s.
What a last hours. Sorry, everybody. Mortal wounds in addition as well.
And, well, you're also in despair.
So there you go.
Yes. So they're wiped out, and that's the end of your turn.
That's completely done, my turn.
That's the end of the band mix, turn 3. So it is, who's left? Stylus and Sultan?
Yep.
Good luck,
Okay.
boys.
And Sultan, you finally get a turn. At the end of the Drukhari movement phase, you've got 2 units. You can advance and charge because of Power from Pain. And so you charge, advance right the way through the middle onto the pillar
I've not learned my lesson.
of despair. You outnumber the sisters with units on that objective, so you control that objective, so you can give it a poke.
Yeah, if I get a 6, it could change everything.
You get a +1 to the roll, don't you? Because
Yeah.
you've toyed with the
Plus
Pillar of Despair
1
before.
to this roll, and it can't do that 1 again.
It could just kill my Archon.
Well,
yeah.
you could roll a 1 and get. You could do D6 units, mortal wounds to the unit controlling it. So you've got to nominate who's poking it.
The big squad is
Okay.
poking.
Okay. Don't roll a 1. You
Oh,
rolled a 3
so nothing.
plus 1.
Nothing happened.
Nothing.
It's not wrong.
And here we are after the charge. The Archon went into Modern Val. You did Overwatch.
I did.
It's got a shadow
I'd
field.
forgotten that.
So even a hit with a magical, mystical, mystery dice. What are they called?
Miracle dice.
That's the one.
dice.
Even
Magical
a hit
mystery
with that
dice.
Mystery dice.
didn't do any damage. And then the other unit, the Court of the Archon, has gone in against the ladies with the shields, the Sacrosancts. Where are you starting, Sol?
With the Archon.
With the Archon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he hits on 2s, re-rolling everything.
Okay. Because of some relic.
Because of his Warlord trait.
Yes, that's the one.
And then he'll wound. He's strength 4, so he's going to be a bit harder to wound.
Yep. So
Yeah,
he's
5 to
toughness
wound.
at least 5.
Yeah.
Does his blade give them
Toughness
anything?
5.
It's just +1 strength.
Yeah.
So
5.
5s, re-rolling everything though,
Okay.
because of his Warlord trait.
Okay.
And that is -3.
4 up and vulnerable
Four up in
saves.
advance.
Yeah, 3 damage.
You fail 1.
I'd better use
It's
my last
3
CP.
damage. She's on 3 wounds remaining.
Final CP.
Final CP.
3 6s. Look at that.
3 6s.
There's a Despair mortal wound as well, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You take a wound off of her.
Thank
A
you.
little bit of a
There's
despair.
more to come. Sorry.
Don't you get a shrug
Once
from
per
mortal wounds?
battle,
I
he
do
can
think.
fight again
Can he?
at the end of
Yeah,
the
shrug
fight.
it.
At the end
If he lives.
of the fight phase. And you shrug that mortal wound.
I did shrug it, yes.
So you're back to 3. Now we have the Court of the Archon. We're going to do some piling in, hitting the Sacrosancts. We've piled in. The Urgles are going to fight first. On the charge, they have 6 attacks each. It's crazy Dark Eldar shenanigans.
So they hit on something. I'll just put my hit
Oh.
away. I need to check.
Should be 3s. They hit on 3s, and at strength 3, they're wounding on 4s. And
-1.
But just the one because of despair.
okay, well that was the Urgles, and there's a couple more coming in. Medusa has 1 attack.
Because that, not that.
Doesn't hit.
Rerolls though, I think, because of the what's it?
The Archon, yeah.
Yeah, hits, wounds on.
Not that. Okay, a Lemayan is in there as well. The Lemayan hits on 3s and hits both of the times.
Wounds on 2s, but 6s inflict a mortal wound in addition.
Ooh.
So there's 2 wounds at AP dash.
So 2 ups.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so they've got 2 different weapons now. The Superior has the Spear of the Faithful.
Okay.
And a very long time ago, at the start of my command phase, she tapped them and said, do better, so they can re-roll all hits and all wounds.
Okay.
They've also been charged, they have an extra attack and extra AP, and the Passion means 6s explodes. So this is the Spear from the...
None of this matters, there's no way I have...
This is why you need a clipboard.
Yeah.
Got to have a system. So 4 attacks from the Superior.
Yes.
That's 2
Hits all the time.
and 2 extras.
Nasty.
The Spear is plus 3 strength, so it's going to be 6 strength 6.
Okay.
On 2s, eh?
Yeah, re-rolling.
Make 3. And then
And
I've got
3
shrugs.
damage.
This is damage a go, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the first one has 1 wound. So this is the
Two
first
damage,
2
2
damage.
2 damage, okay. First one.
First one. Lives.
Still alive.
Wow.
Second 2 damage. Dies. Last 2 damage. Takes 2 hits.
So 1 dies, 1's on 1 wound.
That's it.
Wow, they tanked it.
Okay, and then the last one is the Anointed Halberd.
Okay.
Also hitting on 3s, re-rolling misses. Like
Yes.
that. So no explodes this time, get rid of that. Wounding on the same, because the Halberd is plus 3, so yeah, wounding on, can re-roll.
Because of
2
Mordian
more
Vow.
coming 3 at my 5s. And both of them DNA.
Wow. So they banged into each other, and one Sacrosanct went down, and one of the Court of the Archon went down. They're a bit of a tanky unit, those 2 things. That's all the attackers, that's all the things. We have the last defenders now fighting. Morden Val taking on the Archon from the Disco Club.
Yes, and you're going to use your Shatterfield, aren't you? So I shouldn't do...
Well, I allocate to each attack. So.
Fair enough. Or I won't do a big heavy attack, then I'll do the Sweeping Blow, which doubles my attacks.
Okay. Many attacks.
Many attacks, that's 10 attacks, and I can re-roll hits and wounds, hitting on 2s. Now, so wound on 3s.
Yep.
And re-roll the wounds.
Ooh.
That is 13 to save at -2.
Save.
2,
Save.
3.
Okay.
Shatterfield's gone.
So he's dead. How much damage?
Just the 1. It's a
Okay, so he has
sweep.
1. He has 2 wounds left.
2 wounds left.
That's -2.
So you need a bunch of 5-up saves remaining.
Dead.
Because you were hoping he could survive that kind of reckless hate. Because there is a fight again strapped for the Dark Eldar. But that is the end of the Dark Eldars. Turn 3. Here we are after the Sisters movement phase, after the objectives ping-ponged around again. Talk us through your thoughts and feelings.
I've got them where I want them now. This is it.
Yeah, on the ropes.
Yeah, on the ropes. Okay.
Okay.
So what we've got is the lone sister who was back there has run across to get on these. Nice little melter shot into that nasty Science Sergeant there.
Okay.
These sisters come over here. Got a heavy bolter eye on him, or him, if I need to.
Yes.
The Dogmaster is just running here because he's got nothing to do. If she
Okay.
goes any further around there, she'll just walk into the stubber. So she's round at the next round.
Okay.
The 2 Sacrosancts have stayed in combat because one of them's got an Inferno pistol and one of them's got a regular pistol, so I might do some damage there. And before she ran off, St. Daphne told them to fight better.
Okay.
Daphne herself has run off this way to see what she can do with, again, it's a bit of a waste, but I'm going to have to claw my way through this lot in my face.
A
So,
waste.
well, there's this big, meaty, armoured stuff there, and if I could only get at them, I
There's
could shoot.
10 brave, strong Imperial Guardsmen there.
Not for long.
Loyal boys.
There's only 8, and there'll be less than that when I'm finished with it.
Right, to spare tokens and
The
things.
spare tokens. So we've got a Zappy Zap there. So
Well, you
let's-
can't do that action because you advance into it.
Oh, I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
I knew that. So
But you can use her to put a despair token on someone else.
I can do the same there.
Yes.
So if I do 1, 2,
Yes.
who can I despair?
Well,
It's whoever you're gonna
Let's keep everything nice. I don't want to give him that mission, actually. He'll just Zappy Zap me. I hope you know. I'll do it when Monkey's not in the room, because that... there we go.
1 each.
1 each. Everything's
that's-
fair. Everything's
That
nice.
seems pretty fair,
Yeah, that's
Stylus.
fair.
I know, it's unusual, isn't it?
Okay.
So straight to shooting.
Yes.
I advance, so I can shoot, because that wasn't an action, was it? I can melter him.
Yes. It's -1 to hit with a melter though. So
So let's take a miracle dice.
you've got about 28
I've
over
got
there.
many, so that automatically
That
hits.
hits. Wounds on a 2.
That wounds.
He's dead.
Yay.
Well dead.
He's got melted to slag. Over here,
Over here.
shooting at the Data Smith.
Heavy bolter.
Yes.
Hit it, moved again, hitting on 4s.
Yes. 2 hits.
2 hits, wounding on 3s. 1 wound, that's all I need.
Monkey left the room for food, so I'll roll for
run
him,
off.
being an impartial person. He's alive. He's still fine. He's absolutely
Bolter in turn.
Yes.
Both hits. No wounds.
No wounds.
He's going to live.
Didn't you have an Inferno pistol?
I do. I've got an Inferno pistol and a bolt pistol. So we'll do the bolt pistol first in case I can plink off a wound.
Okay.
That hits. That doesn't wound.
But didn't Sir Daphne tell him?
She did, thank you. Yes, Sir Daphne. It does wound.
Sir Daphne.
Sir Daphne.
And shrugs it.
Inferno pistol. It hits. It wounds.
Doesn't shrug it.
It does 5 damage.
Couldn't shrug that amount of reckless hate. Now we're coming over here to Daphne.
To Daphne. That bolter first. Prioris. She can reroll things, but they all hit.
Okay.
Wounding on 4s. I can reroll this. I think it's just in combat, is it?
It's just in combat.
Just in combat. So only 1.
What's the AP?
-1. So,
Basil
2
takes a
damage.
couple of wounds.
over onto the Layman Russ.
Missiles,
Both
both
hit.
hit.
Tough as 8, isn't it?
It is.
One wound.
Let's save our CP for when it matters. So 1 wound.
Okay, 5
What's the
plus
AP?
on the Lehman Russ. And you make it.
Fine.
That could have killed it.
I am going to overwatch with my triple melter.
It seems like she's on 3 wounds left. It'd be rude not to.
be
You just
rude not
need
to,
one
wouldn't
to
it?
get through.
Yeah, so let's fire the 3 melter first.
Okay. That's an auto wound.
Yeah.
4 up, invulnerable save, or death.
Let's take a miracle dice.
Because you've got 28,000 of them.
And past that, but I'm going to lose another despair point, don't I?
Yeah, so you're down to 2 wounds.
Down to 2 wounds.
She ran through the remainder of the Overwatch and...
That's 13 hits so far.
Yes.
Every wound will kill.
Right.
Which is 2s.
Wow.
So that's 12
The
dead.
squad
You were
is
not
dead.
wrong. She mopped up that unit of Imperial Guardsmen with
Go
ease.
Daphne.
Daphne comes running through the middle, in front of the big guns. And that is the end of turn 3.
Defenders fight first.
Oh yeah, you've got the fighting
What's he
in the
doing over
middle.
there?
So the Dark Eldar smashed back against the sisters, causing no real wounds. Lots of saves with their shields, but because you're in despair, Stylus, you will lose one of them.
I fell to despair. There goes the halberd.
Fall to despair, the halberd's gone, and then you have
Be of the
one
faithful.
sister that can fight back.
She was commanded by Val to reroll things, so she'll
Yes.
reroll things. Oh.
And she'll wound on 2s. And
2
again,
wounds.
5 up invulnerable saves. And you make
fail
1,
one.
and that's 2 damage.
Make them go.
So, the war of attrition in the middle continues, but the Dark Eldar they're winning this fight. At the end of turn 3, Monkey's got 3 models left. The sisters have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 models
Awesome.
left. The Dark Eldar, strangely enough, have 4 left. And the Death Corps of Krieg are rising.
9 models
Rising to victory, like every good Imperium army should. Let's see who goes first.
It's just abandoned just now.
Where is
Get him
he?
back in.
I'll roll for him. He was hungry, his stomach and things. He's like he's
Angry.
got issues.
So close.
And there's Monkey's dice roll. He's going last anyway. So who's next?
It's
It's me, and I'm doing this thing. The thing. I'm staying in combat, and I'm doing the thing.
You get +2 to this.
Yeah. I get
Okay.
5 up, and everyone dies.
No!
That was a
Nothing,
2
nothing.
+2 to that, and on a 3, 4, nothing happens. Then defenders fight first.
Ooh.
Can I shoot in combat? Like, is that,
Have you got a pistol?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, go on then.
Which is
Oh,
your killer.
as long as you hit me, you'll kill me, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dead. Despair.
There's
Is he
no
gonna hit
to
me
hit.
first?
Oh yeah, you got to
It's
hit.
auto hitting weapon, but
Oh,
yeah.
well.
Oh, right.
That'll do.
And I've got to bounce some of these things around, but I mean, you wanted to press the button.
Yeah.
Let's bounce some things and then find out who goes next in turn 3. So Stylus got to go next. We've got 2 models holding on to these things here. And you advanced forward with a unit of troops.
Yes.
Which means now you're on the button.
Yes.
Modern Val is going after the Lehman Russ battle tank.
Indeed.
What do you want to do?
I'll
with
do that
the-
last, because if I kill my army, still I've done something else first.
Yes.
So, do you know what? Tempting it is to use the zappy zap to zap him.
You can. Stood right
You
there.
can't shoot anything with it, Stylus.
I know, but
Wow.
I could use that to give.
You can do
I
both.
could give.
You do both.
I can do both.
You
Oh,
can
yeah.
control that objective so you can palm one off.
Perfect. I'll do that to Sam. So when we fight there, I'll stop taking mortal wounds just for being in the
Okay,
game.
and then you
And
can
I'll-
bleed a despair point.
Yep. And I'll zappy zap him.
Zappy Zappy Data Smith. That's one.
That
The
big cock
Datesmith
on the dice.
the Datesmith takes 1 wound.
He's got a 5-up shrug because of his
Protector
incantation of the iron soul.
That's the one.
It does make a difference.
I could have been better.
Could have been better, but that's okay.
But now we're going to roll for the Totem of Doom.
Here we go.
Totem of Doom.
It's your
Doom.
first time you've pressed it.
Doom.
Yeah,
Totem,
I know
Doom.
what I'm doing.
That's a 5.
5.
Oh, it's going to be pretty good.
All other players get your despair tokens.
Yeah.
You've only got one
So
despair
you got the one
token.
left. I'm now despair less. So let's give it to
You
Brad.
despair less. Why on Brap?
Because I'm going that way.
With more than Val.
Yeah. So I've given up on the monkey flank, which I tried my best at, but he's still there.
Okay. In the shooting phase then.
That advances no shots. They advance there's no shots. So it is just Morgan Val, St. Daphne, Mordian John. We're going to put Pergalis and the Pergalis missiles. Anyway, the missiles and the gun into the lizard,
The Basilisk.
the basilisk.
Okay.
I was going to say wyvern, but it's a different lizard.
Yes.
Everything into that,
And then you're going to charge the
and
tank.
then we're going to charge the tank. So let's
Okay.
start with the 2 crack missiles, or the 2 Pergatus missiles.
Yes. And she hits both of the
Both
times.
times.
And she'll
Wounding
wound on
on
3s. She wounds once.
What's the AP style?
One is 2.
So 5-up save, which I make.
Heavy bolter.
Hits once, twice.
Three times the lady. No
It doesn't
wound.
win.
Wounds.
And then you charge.
And I charge.
Can you take her out? In Overwatch.
One auto
hit.
wounds.
4 up and vulnerable save.
Okay, let's take a miracle dice and pass that save.
Oh!
Right. Let's do the heavy bolters.
Heavy bolters. 2 wounds remaining. Heavy bolters do 2 wounds. I said do.
One
That's
goes
another
through.
auto wound. At -1.
-1, but armor of contempt means it's a 2-up save.
Oh.
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 So full of crap.
This is where the journey has to come to an end. Anyway, 5 attacks so that I can reroll. Don't need to reroll them. It's strength 8, toughness 8,
4s.
4s. But I can also reroll, should I need to.
You don't need to.
I
What's
don't
the
need
AP?
to. The AP is going to be my legend strike -3, flat 3 damage. Oh, hang on, I rolled 2 6s. They also do mortal
It's
wounds.
dead anyway.
It's dead. Right. That automatically
It does.
Up.
Yep.
So I need a 3-up, don't I?
Oh.
Not like that. Not like
come on,
these.
shrug it
Not
on the
like
floor.
these.
And she
Shrug
shrugs
it.
it anyway.
God's sake, he's dead.
The banner goes down.
And he takes 2, so he's on
And your
2.
general...
That's it. But I'm going to use his death mask of Oleanus to
Right.
gain D3 wounds back, so he's back up to full health.
Ooh. Just in time to
Sounds
take
like you
on
can take on a high roll.
Mordian Val
Here we go.
herself.
I won't advance it.
After the sisters' turn, we rolled off to see who went third, and it's going to be the Death Corps of Krieg, and short straw for this turn will be the Bad Mech. So we've bounced the units round all over the place, but I believe this is all that's left of your army.
Yes.
Your commander, the Missiles of Doom, and Mordian Val is charging down to your lines. Where would you like to start?
We've got to try and stop the giant tree lady, haven't we?
The Saint, the Living Saint.
The living
Saint Daphne.
saint. So let's pour some
Stupid
more
end.
into a
Okay.
tree head. Right. 4d6 shots
Yes.
for 12.
And this is forced to hit as mortars rain down around her. No auto wounds. 2 hits, 5 to wound. No wounds.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Next.
Because they're loyal sending the Imperium and they know they shouldn't shoot a living saint.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't stop
So
her.
we'll try with these 2.
Right.
Now, the heavy bolters are going to fire at her.
Right.
The basilisk is going to fire at her.
Yeah.
The death strike is going to go in the middle.
Right. That
So-
sounds like a plan if
we-
she dies. But if she doesn't die,
If she doesn't die, it's all
should we do
hell.
the basilisk first?
Yeah, so we'll do the basilisk. We'll do the heavy bolters all first, okay?
Well, you've got to do them separately because that's a unit and then that's a unit.
Okay, well I'll do the heavy. Okay.
Heavy bolters coming into here from the basilisk. 1 auto
One
wound.
auto
She has a 3-up save.
2-up save.
It's
2-up save.
-1. Oh yeah, armor of contempt. Yeah. She's okay. And then we
5
have
shots.
5 shots from the Earth Shaker cannon. Drop dice don't count.
Is that-
2 of them manage to hit, and they're wound on 3s. And they both wound, and she has 3-ups.
And here comes the miracle dice.
Here comes the miracle dice for 1, and here comes the save for the other one.
Yeah, the death strike heavy bolt is going into Morgan Val.
Right,
You can do
okay.
it. Come on, come on, come on. sort
Die,
it.
Muddy and John. 2 hits.
Come on, Death, let the heavy bolter do what the
One
Two
wound.
Is it 1 wound?
It's
3 upside. 2 upside. Yep. You have 1 command point.
Have you got command points left as well?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
There we go.
And then the Death Strike, you said it was coming over here.
Yeah.
So you need to roll a 4 or a 3?
4 up.
A 4 up to fire it. Is it prepped and ready for launch? Right, so it's going into these ones. Oh, sorry.
Dead.
Sorry,
Dead.
it's already dead.
He's
Into
suffered
these
enough.
ones because there was more models.
Right.
So what does it do?
So you roll 3d6 for the number of shots.
Yes.
And then every successful hit is a mortal wound.
Okay.
So,
Number of shots.
oh my god.
So a nuke lands on 4s. It does mortal wounds to that unit.
I mean, it's not many, but it's quite. Oh, it's
To
alright.
kill them.
What's that? Is that 7?
7 mortal wounds
So I got an Urgle.
in amongst the things. So you're killing off the 2 Laments because they don't do
I'll
anything.
put a shrug on the Urgle.
Okay, and a shrug on the Urgle.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Urgle takes a wound.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And then on a 4+,
Right.
the sisters take, I think it's d6 mortal wounds. Yeah.
So it splashes over to every unit within range.
Worth checking if it's D6.
Well,
Yes. It doesn't matter, they're both
They're dead
dead.
anyway.
Kaboom.
Thanks,
And the
buddy.
only thing left standing in the middle are the 2 remaining.
Press the button, press the button, press the button.
Here we are after the Admex movement phase, not doing any canticles or anything like that. I mean, it's bare bone stuff here. We've bounced a few things around, and you're discarding your token and electrifying the only person who happens to be stood next to a token. Which is Stylus.
Oh, sorry, Stylus. Sorry, not sorry.
And talking about hurting Stylus, you've moved the big walkie thing of doom round,
Yes.
and it's got straight shots into the tree lady because perhaps Talin told you to do it.
You can also give somebody.
He hasn't got any left. He
Left.
hasn't got any
Oh,
left.
he can't even donate, can he?
He's no despair.
No, he's despairless.
You got shots with
Can we shoot him?
yeah,
Into Urgles?
yeah.
This will be the
Shoot
first
that
time
way.
I shoot Sam, I think, won't it?
Oh.
Are we ready?
All right, yeah, 2 step
So he hasn't moved, so 2 is to hit.
and strength 6.
Toughness 3.
So that's 2 mortal wounds in addition,
We've got to shrug them on 5s. Don't shrug either, Urgle's dead.
and
Oh, you
then
want to press
a
yeah.
5 up invulnerable save on the other one.
Oof!
Did we turn the aircon off? We forgot to turn the aircon
Sorry.
off.
Did they do morale last time?
They're okay. Their leadership like 9 or 10 or something stupid.
Okay, so this.
And even if their leadership 1 stood next to the totem as a rule, I want to see him press the button. Makes them
Ray
fearless.
Octopus needs to press the button.
We're going for that.
We're going down here into the tree lady.
Basilisk, good choice.
So
Well, it's only 36-inch range, so
Oh,
it
you
can't
can't
actually
do
reach the basilisk.
It's
Yeah.
a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's nothing to re-go for.
Spending a CP on Benevolence of the Omnissiah. And Wrath of Mars.
Yes, so 6 is to wound,
Yes,
and mortal wounds
yes.
in addition.
They shoot the heavy phosphor cannon. 8 shots
Here we go.
on 3s. And then it's strength 6 versus tough. Oh, yeah,
I'm Mars.
you are Mars.
Oh dear.
They all hit.
Okay,
Force to wound.
what's the wound?
2 more wounds.
It's 2 more wounds in addition.
Let's see if we shrug them before anything else happens.
Okay.
Because if they don't, it's game over.
Ooh, it's cocked, guys.
It's cocked, it's
Cocked,
cocked,
guys.
Stylus, it's cocked. Ooh. Ding dong, the witch is dead, the witch is dead. Kill that witch, the witch is dead.
It's been a long journey, but we're about to go into turn 5. There are 3 Admech models left. 1 sister, 1 Drakari, and the Krieger running away with it. But the Death Strike has now fired.
Yeah, so we can't fire him. We can fire the bolt, but that's it.
So let's roll off.
Good luck,
See who
everybody,
gets.
for the final time.
Oh.
It's going to be
Bit
Monkey.
of a cop
Crap.
Bad mech.
Oh, it's my-
Here we are after the Admex movement phase. We have the 2 HQ characters backs against the wall trying to keep safe. And the Honoured Dunecrawler has found an angle to take on the Death Strike. Now it's fired its missile, but there's a chance that it could blow up and then hurt and spill some mortal wounds on the Death Gore of Krieg.
Blood.
So the Onager is firing everything. Spending the CP you got this turn on Wrath of Mars.
Yes. It's as if that's the only one I know, isn't it?
3's to hit.
3's to hit.
Re-rolling a hit.
Hit.
And strength 6, I think
Well,
it's
that's
toughness.
decent. It's
Toughness
only
6.
toughness 6 Chimera chassis, so.
Force to wound.
Chassis.
2 mortal wounds in addition. And
Plus another mortal.
3 saves.
3 saves.
Oof.
Yeah, at -2.
So 3 5-ups.
Yes.
What's the damage of these?
2.
Oh!
How about that,
And
baby?
so it's the 2 additional mortal wounds plus 1 because of the despair.
Yeah, it
it's
was
down
on
to
9.
3.
So it's on 6.
6 left. And then we'll do some stubbers. Then the stubber ploughed in and did 1 more wound. And that is it for the backpack.
Where was that when you were shooting Val?
Now it is Brap, Stylus and Sultan to see who goes next.
Good luck, everybody.
6. Stylus goes
It is
next.
Stylus. Stylus, who have you got?
Let's have a miracle dice.
He's still rolling his miracle dice.
You've got a 1 to add to the 4 other ones you've got there. And I did count them a moment ago. There's like 17 over there.
Yes.
You've
So she's
got-
going to sing her war hymn
Right.
badly. She's
That
going to
didn't
sing
work.
the thing that gives extra attack correctly. So she's got extra attack should it ever come to that.
Right. It's turn 5, you know.
Yeah. I'm hoping we're ending on turn 5.
Yes. Yes.
Oh!
Maybe a long charge can make it. I don't know. I'm 2 less for crossing.
You're going to go for the
Okay.
doubles.
So she's going to come around here.
I like it. This is spicy.
And then we've got a really long bomb charge.
Really long bomb charge.
You can
If
use one of
anyone
those.
could do it.
Use one of those 6s that you've got over there.
True. I could take
Oh,
a 6.
yeah.
Miracle dice.
I believe in miracles.
So come on, nice
You
big
6 thing.
Is that enough?
That could do it.
Are you
Stones
11
don't
away?
Oh, this is tens, boys. This is
Bend it.
tens.
Bend it, bend it, bend it.
Bend it like Beckham.
Do it, Beckham. It's 10.
I'm less than 9 away.
That's
It's definitely. I mean, after Monkey nudged it a bit as well to make sure that we had this combat. But you didn't. You would have made it with 10. 11 away.
There we go.
So the Dominus smashing the Dominant. No, the
Dogmata hitting the other thing beginning.
Dogmata
with the-
smashing the Dominus.
Yes.
That's
Dogmonymous.
This is charity.
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 So we had faith. Now we're on charity.
We had faith now.
No, he's saying
Okay.
that death is charity.
But we have no hope.
So
So that's a 4 plus another one because Bloody Rose,
yes,
and another one because I did the war hymn that allows me an extra attack.
yes.
So hitting on 3s.
6 explode.
6s explode, so they're back in there.
Strength.
Strength with her. She's got a big doingy
5 or
of.
6.
Is it a mole?
It's a mace of the righteous.
Nice.
Strength 5 minus 2 damage.
Okay. 3's to wound.
Oh.
2 wounds.
Do you know what? I've got a CP.
3 wounds.
3 wounds minus 2 damage.
Stylus, I don't want to tell you what to do, but
4
you could use a
upsides.
miracle
4
dice
upsides.
as well.
Oh, 3 now. That's 6 damage.
Oh, you got 1 more save to make as well.
It's 3. 3
It
was
was
3.
3. 1 more. Yeah, so that is 6 damage. He has got a 5 up shrug.
5 extra.
He's shrugged 2 of them, which means he's alive on 1 wound remaining.
Oh.
So he has a relic, Anzian's Pseudonator,
Yes.
which is an extra 3d3 attacks.
3d3 attacks.
Which you paid for. For an extra 9 attacks
Oh
to
my
add to his
God.
3.
That's cheeky, isn't it?
What?
I need more dice.
I think your army really hates the sisters. He'll hit on 3s. And hits a lot. This wounds on 2s. And it's -1 damage. So armor contempt, you do get 6 saves.
Okay, let's do a miracle dice and save one of them.
Okay.
And then 5 dice to go
Okay.
and save the
That's
rest.
all 3 ups.
3 ups. 1 wound. How many-
Wow.
Is that was 1 damage?
One damage.
Damage.
Take 1 damage.
So I've got 3 attacks with his Omniscient Axe.
Okay.
Doesn't his relic replace the Omniscient Axe?
No, it's in addition.
Ooh.
Because he's got his little wiggly legs and he's like, ooh,
Oh,
wiggly.
right, okay. I like it.
So 3 attacks, hitting on 3s.
Strength 6, winning on 3s.
2.
2s.
Twos.
This is -2 damage.
Okay, so that's 1 damage on 4s. Have I used a reroll yet? Not in this
Yeah.
phase.
I think there was a save. There was a
No, I used a
reroll of a
miracle
save.
dice to a save.
Okay.
So I lose 2 damage. Down to 1 left.
It's 2 damage apart, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so I only 1 got through.
And 1
Oh,
wound.
you're same on the more wounds, yeah.
No more wounds either.
And they'll
No
keep
mortal
fighting because of
wounds.
the turn thing.
The end of turn 5, your dominant. That was a suicide charge.
Yes.
Into martyrdom. Trying to take him out, but he stands there, and these 2 These two foes go toe to toe. And now it's your turn.
Good luck, Sultan.
Do we see the button get pressed?
And again. We're doing the stats again.
Beat a 1. Okay.
It's a 6. Rapscallion
I think so.
gets to go first.
So,
Press the button.
so basically, using tactics,
Yes.
everything is going into the.
Into the Onager Doomcrawl. And we ran through the shooting phase. The Onager's down to 2 wounds remaining. So in turn 5, there is only one.
Fight,
We
fight,
roll,
fight.
Who's the defender?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's spicy.
Roll off to seize the defender. Winner of the dice roll is the defender.
Doesn't count. Drop dice don't count, so that's gone.
Yeah. Oh! A duel of the ages.
It's a bit cocked.
That's 3. That's a 3.
It's getting so intense. So
Man, stop it. Stop it.
It's like we're doing this
Ready?
on purpose
Ready?
to ramp up the tension.
And Monkey gets to fight first. 3 attacks with your axe.
3 attacks with the axe.
Hits all the times. 2s to wound. Wounds all the times. 4 up saves to keep her alive.
Save. Miracle dice to save one of them.
Okay.
I'm going to miracle dice all the time.
4 up saves for the 2.
Oh!
And-
I got a command point. I got one more command point.
Yes!
Oh!
Right.
3d3 for the wibbly arms.
Yes.
3d3 wibbly arms.
So excited.
Which hit on 3s.
Haven't used my reroll yet. Stop. Back off. Back off.
And wound on 2s.
Wound on 2s. Have I got CP? Yes, 1 CP. On another dice. Oh,
That's
cock.
cocked.
It's like extra time at football.
No.
Are you ready?
2s to wound. Okay. You need to make 2 3-up saves, Styler.
Oh, no pressure, Styler.
Or you're tabled.
So you one time.
Attack back.
The
Attack back.
spreadsheet came out so quick that it came out with a vengeance, that spreadsheet.
3 attacks for the Dogmaster.
Okay.
No 3s.
She hits 3 times.
Does this thing explode?
Does a war him?
Not
does it just
charging
do explode?
anymore.
Oh, is it only charging?
No, because this is the passion. The
Oh,
passion
yeah,
is not
yeah,
the charge,
yeah.
it
You're
is
right.
for-
Yeah, yeah.
Coming through, what do you say? It was strength 5.
And she did the war him to give her an extra attack or something.
I don't know if the worm's still in effect. Probably until the next command
It
phase.
normally is,
It normally
yes.
is. Thank you very much. Just take that as well.
Okay,
Yep, so that's 5 go through.
okay.
Mace of the Righteous gives her strength 5, so that's going to be 3s.
Yes.
That's 2. I keep using the miracle. So that's all through, and it's -2 to damage.
Okay.
4 up
So-
saves.
4 up saves. Are we ready?
Here we go. Oh!
Shrugs.
Chunk.
Shrugs.
Shrugs.
Shruggies!
So that was 4.
You got 4
shrugs.
damage shrugs.
4,
yeah.
5
How many
ups.
wounds you got left?
4, 5 ups.
1.
1.
Unless he presses the button.
Okay. Dark Eldar, you get to push the button.
The last
There's no
turn.
one shot at you. You get +3 to this.
Yeah.
Basically, on a 5, every enemy unit takes
On a
D6
4.
more wounds.
On a 4, yeah, +3.
Five.
Yes, you
7,
got
yeah.
50-50 chance.
No pressure, Sultan.
And that's a 3.
Oh.
So your army becomes immune to despair.
But we've got combat still. We've got to go back.
Well, yeah, we do.
We've got to go
Roll
back.
off who's the defender?
So I'm sorry. So the first time you pressed it, it killed you. The second time, nothing. The third time, nothing. That time,
Nothing useful.
Nothing useful.
nothing
He's
useful.
immune to despair though.
But you're immune to
I'm
despair,
pretty
though.
unhappy, I'll be honest.
Okay.
He's not that immune to despair.
Okay.
Oh, that's cocked.
No. So
No.
what was it? So 3
Stylus.
attacks, +1 for the war him. Plus.
It doesn't spill over this time.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay. Take none 3s. 6s explode.
Uh-oh.
Wounding on 3s. And that is -2, 4 to save, but -2, 2 damage.
No
each.
CP left.
No CP.
4 ups.
4 ups, monks.
Ah,
Oh,
4
no.
shrugs.
4 shrugs.
4 shrugs.
Can you do it again?
Oh, so close!
And it turned out not to be a suicide charge, but I'm sure we mucked up some of that somewhere. But that is the end of turn. A handshake there, that's lovely.
Yeah,
That's
my
the end of
victory.
turn 5. And though technically there is no winner here because no one's been tabled. Stylus has 1 model left. Sultan has one model left. You have 2 models left, but Brap has got many, many models left over there in the corner. And it's a narrative thing. We could go on to turn 6 or turn 7. But before you press the button and nuke everyone else and win, I think we should say this is the way the world ends. Unless the next turn, let's say you automatically went first and press the button. And you need a 3.
It's not gonna happen.
All you need is a 3.
It's not gonna happen.
It might happen.
Okay.
Believe.
Are we all fine with this?
I'm
Fine,
fine with
let's
it,
go.
yeah,
Roll the
let's
dice.
go.
Roll the dice.
Yay!
So D6
Thank you
more
for handing
wounds.
to me on a platter.
Dead.
Dead.
So that's 2 faction deaths. You're still alive. Dead.
It's D6, isn't it?
D6. Oh yeah, you're right.
It was because you had to roll.
It's D6 more wounds.
D6 for this guy.
Oh
because
yeah,
you have
he
4
might
left.
live, but your honor goes on 2, so he's dead.
Do I have to roll?
Yeah, you roll.
Yeah, you have
Oh
to
no,
roll.
I roll. I roll once.
Yeah,
I roll once. I roll once. I roll once. I remember now.
Oh.
It's a 2. The Onager will die. Is that 2 wounds left on him?
Yeah, because he was on 4.
So he's alive.
Yeah.
So you're not a faction death, but you're
I'm
faction
faction
death.
death.
Yes, get out.
2 more wounds.
I've done it all.
Yeah.
The base is removed, these wounds are taken, there's no explosion, and he's on 3 wounds.
There's no +1 more wound thing, is there?
Why didn't I roll?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Why did I only roll 6s when I wanted to hurt Sultan? Okay, so I'm sorry, that was a bit of a damn squid. So we'll just skim over that. At the end of that, the only person who had a faction death is Stylus.
Yay! Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
So just like the last Hobbypocalpyse, he's come last.
Again.
He's come last, yeah.
And you 3 are joint winners. Because
Yay,
you
joint
still
winners.
have models left. You
Yay.
won the Desert of Despair. You've battled what?
I've got like the most models left on the table.
Last man standing. I'm still standing.
Yeah. Also,
Damp squid.
I come here with an 8th edition codex, I've fought my heart out in this unbearable heat.
yes.
I've got all these beautiful models left on the
I'm
table.
going to be honest, you had a massive saving grace halfway through that thanks to Uncle Winters.
And also,
That's true.
I should
That's very
say,
true. It's very
him
true.
blowing up helped you out an awful lot.
That's what
And
we
the
just
fact
said, yeah.
that you have 4 models in the corner of the table where they started, and of course your general, but they didn't move anywhere. It's guard though, isn't it? Staying there, throwing firepower down and
Wham,
round
wham, wham,
after
detonate.
round.
Listen,
Eyeball
listen.
what?
Listen, the real victory is I got to fire the death strike. So I'm taking that home.
The real victory here is friendship.
Yes, and I did win, so
So Hobby is the winner here one more time. The
game.
4 horsemen of the apocalypse together one more time. I fear this might be the last time we see you together in the same room because we have plans and dreams and hopes and disappointments for next year. But thank you all on behalf of the Deployment Zone community for running the campaign for 2 years in a row. And Games Workshop should honestly pay you because there are now literally 100 plus armies fully painted out there doing the rounds. The amount of money that you make people spend is incredible. Did you enjoy yourselves today, fellas?
it was
Yeah, as
amazing.
always.
Such a good game, so crazy and wild. It was ace, right?
It was good. It was
Really
good
fun.
I think-
Ricky's Warlord again.
Yeah.
Got
Victory.
It got so much more serious than I thought it was going to get though. Like, me and Monkey was like, we'll just do it for the laughs. But we were trying really hard though, Monkey.
I was only trying against Stylus. It's always the same.
But it was great. It was so, like, all over the place as well. Like, I couldn't tell who was winning, who was losing. It was crazy.
Well, there was one person who was definitely losing. He didn't do much. He sort of moved a bit, half his army died, and then he got to press a button a few times and nothing happened.
He's joint winner though.
He's a joint winner though, because the
winner,
hobby
yeah.
is the winner.
Joint winners. What a
Unbelievable.
Games Workshop is the winner.
So, did you have fun?
Ask me in a couple of days.
When you get all the positive comments about the wildness of the battle report, I think you'll like it. Give him some love on YouTube, guys. Give him some love.
Yes, or
Oh no.
or yeah, I really don't know what to say. My brain is fried. I've had a great time today. It's been hot in here. We're filming this on like the hottest day of summer. It stinks of man in this room, so we must go. But before we go, for the last time, the horsemen say,